Dice&Dolts Willows.
We have Eat the Path.
Hey, I'm playing Ovak Raquel, the half-orc fighter.
We have Matt.
Good evening. I'll be playing Siegbald Ironbush this evening, and I'm playing a cleric.
And we have Dennis. And Dennis, I don't want you to introduce your character just yet.
That's fine. Not to worry.
Spooky.
Spooky the character.
So then, are we
The
ready?
DMPC, fucking get him.
It's got to be John Cena, Jon Snow.
Are we ready to begin?
Yep. Yeah, I'm...
Never, but let's start anyway.
Very well. Let us begin. So, we start our adventure with our characters, with our human paladin, our turtle druid, our half-elf rogue, our half-orc fighter, and our dwarven cleric, sitting at a bar. At the moment, they have nothing to do. They had gotten together to carry out a quest where they were going to go and clear out a manor house. But upon arriving at the king's castle to accept the quest, they found out that the manor had already been cleared out by an ambitious little kobold.
Stupid Timoto.
So,
Just my luck.
I've heard tell of this legendary figure.
so, with no quest to complete, our intrepid heroes return to a tavern to try and figure out how are they going to make a living. They sit at a tavern table, glaring around at each other, still not quite familiar with what each one can do. When, all of a sudden, the door opens up, and you can see outside. Thick fog has appeared to have taken over this small town. You can't see quite far outside. A figure steps inside. Excuse me. He's very colourfully dressed. His brightly coloured clothes are draped in loose folds around him, and his hat hangs askew, hiding his eyes in the shadow. He looks around the room. He approaches a small group of men in the corner table, but they shake their heads and send him away. He glances around the room again, and he locks eyes with the human paladin, Sir Alan. He approaches your table. He stands there with a wide stance, and he folds his arms and he looks around you, and he says, "I have been sent to deliver this message. If you are creatures of honour, you will come to my master's aid at first light. It's not advisable to travel the Salvage Woods at night, but you may find this of interest to you." As he says that, he places a letter on the table in front of you with this symbol. The rest of the tavern has silenced. A number of people whisper to each other at the side of the strange man. He nods his head to you, waiting for a moment.
Don't tell me it's my mother again.
He's presenting this letter specifically to Sir Alan.
He has sat it on the table between the three of you, or the five of you.
Spare me the fancy city folk again.
Oh, come now, I'm sure it could be quite an interesting laugh, this little quest.
There
Well,
better be
anything is better than staying here.
Well, the man seems to have noticed you debating over the letter, so he nods his head and says, "Well then, I hope to see you there." He turns on his heel and he walks away. He pauses at the bar and he raises his voice. "Fill the glasses, one and all. Their throats are obviously parched." He opens up his tunic and pulls out a heavy coin purse. It sits on the bar with a loud thunk. He looks back at your party one more time. He ducks his head at you, and he heads off. A few people whisper and point as the door closes behind him, but everyone seems to go back to their own business.
On second thought, that was a very nice young man.
Ovak is going to immediately pick up the letter and open it to see what the hell it says.
Okay. You open the letter. And this is what you see. Scroll down if you can't read it.
A lowly servant of Barovia, send honor to thee. Plead for thy so desperately needed assistance. Love my life, Irina Koliana has been afflicted by an evil so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. My wishes from the wound. No,
What does it say?
seems that a burgomaster has had his wife take ill and wants help curing her.
That sounds
I
like a
look
job
like
for
an
a druid.
Sounds easy enough.
Do I look like a druid? But hey, I mean, it's better than staying here.
Oh, come now. As I say, there's much wealth, if that happens to be what you prefer. Personally, I would rather like to go and have a look myself.
Well,
Seems,
plus it seems that whatever's G-Cod might have been catching other people as well. So, even the innocent, even the little people. So, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, gotta get it up. Gotta shout.
You need a hand, love?
It would be very nice of you.
Well-
do we know how to get where this...
I'm fairly certain that travel arrangements are easily made.
Oh, we could always follow the fashion victim back there.
Yeah, he looked like someone puked a rainbow on him.
That happened to me once. It wasn't fun.
If anyone wants to look around for him, you're more than welcome to roll a perception check.
Well, okay, let me
boy.
just take a look here. I think that should do it.
Alrighty then.
I mean, he's standing out like a sore thumb.
Alright, our half-elf leans back in his chair and he can see just outside the window. Despite the heavy fog, you can see his brightly coloured clothes as he seems to be standing under a lean-to and smoking a pipe. You can see his face being lit up ever so slightly with the flame in his pipe.
Well, he seems to be taking a smoke outside, so if we truly want to go, I'm fairly certain he'll make sure we find our way. He's standing just outside, and I point at the window, of course.
I've just had a thought. Is this natural fog? Would any of us be able to check if it's natural fog?
Looked natural to me,
I am
just looking
staying
out.
very quiet.
would perhaps an Arcana check be useful for determining that?
It would be more a nature check, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm gonna check along.
I'm
I think I'm down for that. I don't know. No, I'm not.
I'm not a nature person.
Oh, I'm not a nature person.
Okay.
There's
Same.
Zaborik leans her head out, looking at the fog, and she can't quite determine if anything's wrong. Whereas Orvac, once again, he stands up and strides to the window and glances out. He sniffs deeply at the air. It's fog. It's pretty dense from what you've seen around these parts before, but it's fog.
Alright, well, looks like fog. No sense in wasting any time, unless any of you are desperately in need of drink before we begin.
I think it's better to when we stay on the road, to stay sober.
I agree.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
So I'm going to go have a chat with our little friend up there. Oh, not so little.
They don't have proper
He's not a
brandy
halfling.
anyway.
Alright, so you get up and head outside?
I think we all do.
Okay.
Anyone staying behind?
I want to see what's happening.
Well, there's adventure to be had, I would say.
Okay. You take your time, levering the turtle out of her chair, and head outside, just as your strange friend is mounting a horse. He looks down at you and says, I hope you've considered what has been said in the letter.
Who wants to take the word? Who wants to talk to him?
I think I'll give it a go.
Go ahead.
Yes, my friend. We've discussed it between us, and we think it would rather be a good idea to accompany you back to Barovia.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm not heading straight back to Barovia, my friend. I have other errands I must run. But it's easy enough to find the way. If you head, he points down the western road, if you head straight down that road, keep on the right turns whenever you reach Forks, in about 5 hours you'll get through the woods. But you'll find my master there in Barovia, in the village. But be warned, don't travel the woods at night.
I'm much obliged for your information and for your warning. I assure you we'll make our way there as soon as possible.
I'll be glad to hear it. Well, maybe I'll see you there.
Indeed, I hope so too.
He
Safe travels.
gives you a friendly wave and a wink, and he spurs his horse off to go north.
Okay.
Well, looks like we get to stay the night. I'm fairly certain that what he
is
put down on the counter saves us the expense for a room.
Is it morning or afternoon here?
At the moment, it is currently, it is mid-morning. You went
Okay.
first thing in the morning to the palace to take the quest.
No
Well,
sense in waiting until
I was
tomorrow, then.
anticipating it to be late at night, basically sitting there having bugger all to do. But okay.
New
No
to
sense in
day
waiting
drinking,
at all.
aren't you?
We should
Well,
set
I
out
was just
immediately.
having a root beer. They do it out of strange roots in these parts. Well then, we should probably haste.
Mm-hmm.
I have to concur.
Or should we? Or do you think we lot should put together and get ourselves a cart and a nice big target for those who roam the woods?
I would have nothing to put in the cart.
Well, all I have is on me
Same
in my
here.
trusty backpack.
Discretion is a better part of valor. Better to present smaller target.
Well, plus we can spread out better in case anyone decides to ambush us.
Well, I think we should just get going. I'm not going to get any younger.
Most people aren't. I think we set off.
Yeah.
Alright then.
We set off.
All right.
So, your party has gathered themselves and decided although you couldn't clear the manor house, you decide to head off on a new adventure.
Well, there's always things to be done in order to make life better for the little one.
Quietly
Did you
smothering
notice
all
that-
the horror movie instincts that say don't go into the dark mists in the creepy forest.
To be honest, Derkirk would probably not appreciate, but Rista has no idea. He's a creature of the night, kind of. Not in the sense that he's a vampire, though. Just the scenario was very, very Dracula-esque.
And maybe in the sense of the pop song.
Laura Branigan.
We have a map.
Well, let's not dwell on this any further.
I can't remember how to draw your character's attention to a certain part of the map.
Shift
down
oh,
the
you mean,
okay.
I've
Shift
seen
click,
it.
okay.
All the way to the right is the map. Yes, with the
So,
with a lovely little marker.
has that now dragged everybody over to see a small square of light?
Yes.
I decided to move.
Me, I'm afraid.
I've moved anyway.
Okay. Well then, certain things have been revealed to you. You know that this is a heavily forested area.
Well,
And you know, thanks to your odd friend, it's called the Salovich Woods. It
the
spans off
Svellich
around you.
Woods, yes. Well,
And you follow the road. As he said, you kept the right forks. And after a short time, after about 5 hours or so, you came to a large wall.
Quite fascinating.
Fog
put
spills
that
out of the
there?
forest and swallows up the road behind you as you head towards these large stonework wall. You see the statues on either side appear to have lost their heads. Moss and dew climbs over the walls and clings to the great doors as you approach.
well, looks like they need all the help they can get. I mean, their masonry is starting to break apart.
Now, as
Look
you
at
pass
that, they're giving head.
As you pass through the gates, the fog gets thicker and thicker behind you to the point where you can almost not see the gates, even though you had just passed through them not a few minutes past. But you do hear the loud groan and creak of rusted metal and the clanging shut noise of gates that you were pretty sure couldn't have moved closed.
Well, that isn't ominous in any way.
Something strange is afoot.
Indeed.
So,
I better sleep. If I sleep in this area, I sleep with one of my daggers under my pillow.
Indeed.
giant headless statues guarding a stone gate across the road seems like it'd be a notable feature in the local landscape. Is this anything that we've heard of before or seen? Or are we off our own maps?
You're off your own maps. You have no maps of this local area.
I'm not from around here. The guild sent me out, and well, I met up with you guys.
Yeah,
As you travel,
I always like traveling.
as you travel further down the road, your rogue, Rister Willows, he starts to slow down. His head tilts as he looks around. He catches the smell of death in the air, a little bit off the road to the north.
Something's very odd. Do you not smell the stench of dead flesh?
Can't smell it, but I certainly am getting a feeling.
It's not me.
So
Yeah.
would I be able to... Would I be able to...
I
So would I be
slept
able-
up north.
Who's trying to ask something there?
I was going to say, would I be able to sense evil or similar?
You sense nothing at the moment. Would
We
anyone
should
like
investigate.
to investigate, or would you go
I
to move
think we should investigate, because, as I said, something evil is afoot here. And something where there's death, there's always creatures. And I don't want anyone to fall into our backs.
It may be safer to simply stay on the road. If there's wolves hunting in the woods, then they may have
True,
easily killed
but-
something.
True, but I wouldn't say this is necessarily just wolves. This is more than just wolves.
Yeah, I know wolves. They don't usually leave stuff lying around. That's
Very well.
what the ravens pick up.
If something tries to gnaw on you, I will do my best to stop you from dying.
If anyone's going to look
Trust
for
me,
it,
so
roll
do
me a
I.
perception.
Pardon?
If anyone's going to look for the source, roll perception.
Okay, let
Yes,
me
well.
try to find the source. I apparently see relatively little. this dreaded fog.
My glasses are fogged up.
Reister looks over to where he's pretty sure the scent comes from, and he sees, not that far off the path, barely hidden under a brush, is the corpse of a half-buried man.
Something is very, very wrong here. A half-buried man, just hidden.
Or sorry, I wasn't clear. He's not buried as in buried under the ground. It's like there's tree litter and leaves falling.
You see, a man half hidden in the overgrowth, under the trees. Looks like someone else is traveling these roads and picking off people. At least that's what my gut instinct would tell me.
Okay.
And I would say we should be aware that there are people out there, or beings maybe.
I would like to roll investigation to see if I can tell by what killed the man.
Sure, roll it. Alright. You step closer off the path, and you notice that the man's clothes have been raked and torn. His face has been gnawed off, and his body has been picked at by crows. You see the bloody paw prints and obvious teeth marks that indicate that this man was probably killed by wolves. There is something crumpled in his hand. It appears to be an envelope.
So, you guys, what I said before about wolves? Forget that this was wolves. But he's got this envelope thingy. Anyone with better eyes want to have a look at this?
I think I'll have a look myself.
Well, I have a feeling I know what is this letter. It's this envelope.
I'll read the damn thing.
Okay.
So, who wants to check?
I'll have a quick check.
Alright.
Alright then.
Have a go at it.
You open up the letter. You notice the seal was broken and you couldn't get a good look at it.
Hail thee of might and valour. I, the Burgermeister of Barovia, send you honour with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Koliana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth and chatter within this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed to a better life. Kolyan Indidovich, Burgermeister.
You notice the date on the letter. It has been dated 2 weeks before.
Was there a date on the other letter that we got?
I don't believe so.
It was not dated, no.
Well, it's been fun, guys. I'm headed home.
Oh,
I don't think we can get out.
Well
I mean,
then.
the door's shut behind us.
As you are investigating the letter, I would say
Vampire?
your dwarven cleric, suspicious of the surrounding area, glances down the road and notices a figure approach. She appears to be dressed
We
in
should
relatively common clothes, with red hair and a white streak. She approaches you,
ready my dagger.
raising
I
her
pull out my
hand,
dagger.
raising her hand in a gesture of friendship.
I pull out my dagger. Something
That's nice.
strange is afoot.
You don't
Yes,
feel
this-
good. Who are you going to call?
Apparently not Ghostbusters, because those do not exist.
We are Ghostbusters.
Neither do vampires. That doesn't stop
It
them.
seems right now we are Vampire Busters.
I think Ovak is essentially just going to be eyeing this figure carefully and like standing at attention with her polearm, but not like holding it threateningly.
I just
get
pull out.
there
I
and
just
moving.
have my hand on my dagger.
I'd like to
ready
bring
to
that.
to defend myself.
I'm prepped to cast, but you wouldn't see anything because, cleric.
So, alright, so as you see this figure come towards you, it's like they're common clothes, but it's like they're a mishmash of. They look like different styles, fairly different. They look like an amalgamation of rags. You can see little bits of, furs and everything that might have been ripped off a wolf at some point. There's like leather strips. It's an amalgamation of junk and rags, like sort of like the balloon into like a skirt. It's almost like a walking trash pile. You do see there is like a sort of like really horrible, natty, ruined-looking, like a weird curved sword. Anyone who's played Assassin's Creed Odyssey or something will recognise like a kapesh, so like that Egyptian curved thing. But that seems to be the only weapon. Her hands are off. It's her arms up in the air, waving this mad sprawl of like fiery red hair. It's covering most of her face. You can see like this one, sort of like this emerald eye, and this like kind of their grin. Yeah, she's like, "Hi, hello."
Hey.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to Barovia.
Hello there.
I'm Ez.
So you're the welcoming committee.
I suppose I am.
Kind of. Yeah, you don't want to mess with that. It's gone off. She points to the body.
It's going off.
You don't say.
You're responsible for that.
Ah, it's Vols. She points to one of the patches on her arm, where it's like covered with part of her. I think it was this one.
I roll an insight check, despite the fact that I'm going to fail.
Do you wish to contest with deception?
Why not? Why not? Yes. Where's my deception? Oh, that's me. Yeah. So, yeah.
I just stabbed myself with my metal D4.
Oh, sweetie, no.
That is metal.
Oh boy.
You get the feeling that she's kind of worming her way around the truth. It's not so much a lie. She probably did get the fur from the wolf that killed this guy. You know that much, but there's definitely something going on there.
You know what? For now, I will trust you. And
You're on that long.
Pardon me.
Oh, no, yeah, you're new. Yeah,
Yes, you
yeah.
said that already.
Yes,
How
I can
did you
confirm.
know? It's not like anyone else has crossed, apparently.
Because, I mean,
forgot-
look at you. She points at the, the basic state of dress and everything. It's like, yeah, you can tell a newcomer's a mile away. That'll change. As good as you and I came in. Look at me now.
Oh god, I'm sorry, you're just using the Graz voice and
I know.
I love it so much.
I was tempted to go with sort of like a Borat thing as well, with it, but it's like, something simple.
Okay.
Could be worse. Could be this voice.
As you're speaking to this odd character, you hear in the not so far distance
One
Okay, I
of
go.
your
Right.
code parts.
Say that again, sorry?
I think it would be best to keep moving on the road.
Same.
We're traveling
Whatever the
to.
direction. Sorry,
traveling
whatever
to
the direction
Barovia.
that wolf that sound came from, as is, you were going to see her move fairly sharpish in the opposite direction.
Yeah, those howls were coming from the north, whereas the road is back a little bit to the south. Ooh, thank you. My
Yeah.
darling husband just handed me my Maltesers.
Oh.
So, I presume that the whole party is going to be heading to the south towards that road.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's stick to the road.
Yeah, I'd be
As
glad
you go
if.
back
And
up
if
to
you
the-
want to, welcoming committee, you can come along.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. And she's moving, sort of like a power walk, keeping one eye on the rest of the party to make sure they're keeping up. But she's also making sure they are between her and the wolves.
Got a problem with those little fellows out there.
So,
Oh,
like,
dude.
she'll look at the guy who just said that, and she'll look at the corpse and back at him and said, "A bit of a problem, yeah."
Yes.
There's strength in numbers. We're traveling to Barovia.
Yeah.
You
Starting to
guys,
I'm starting to regret it.
you guys are thinking what I'm thinking, right? That broad there, she's a hooker, right?
I'm
I
more
doubt.
You have
Check
a
if I
rather
heard that.
colourful imagination.
I
fingers
have a
spawn.
colorful past.
I think
Fingers
it would be
spawn.
quite rare that I'm thinking what you're thinking.
Fingers spawn. I'm interested in her bite. Bite on her arm that she showed when she mentioned the wolf.
That is a
Dennis?
bit suspicious.
What were you looking
so
for
I-
there, Dennis?
I was just rolling a perception to see if I heard the comments about Ez being a hooker.
Oh,
You
Are
not hear
you-
that?
are you gonna try and hide this, Zabini? Are you just or Zabrak? Are you gonna announce it?
I was kind of whispering over towards the rest of the party.
Roll stealth.
Oh, okay. That's gonna go well.
There you go.
Yeah, you just beat her, even with a -2 to stealth. Jesus.
Well,
Turtle's not so stealthy. So you could hear the strange, large turtle whisper, but you couldn't quite make out what they were saying. So,
So good.
as you continue to travel down the road, going southwest, you come across a very large plain. You can see to the south a river going through this area, and in the distance off to the west, you can see what appears to be a clumped village.
since you've already been around here,
Yeah.
welcoming party.
I'm Ez. You can call me Auntie Ez. Esmeralda. What's your name?
I call you welcoming committee for now.
As is
Just-
faster.
The smart, like the sort of like the mad grin and everything. It kind of freezes for a moment. And she just gives you a look, and she's like, "Okay." We'll carry on walking.
Yeah, Ovak actually says, like, a little tiredly, as is faster.
Alright. Alright, let it be yes.
Just call her Cameron Diaz if she needs to.
So,
Well, Technicolor Dream Code. Wait, that's not invented yet.
could be. But as you stand at the opening to the forest, you can still hear the faint howling of the wolves in the distance. They're a little bit further away than when you were on the path. But where do you go now?
Anyone wanting to freshen up at the river?
I don't see much reason to not continue straight on.
Alright.
To the village.
Let's go to the village of the stiffs. We just know it's gotta be stiffs.
It's gonna be what now?
It's gonna be stiffs. You know, the recently deceased.
Oh, I'm not certain they're deceased. I mean, the note we got seemed relatively fresh.
You see, those are my dice. You can't have them.
And I say that in a regular voice, so if Az wants to overhear it, they can.
So like it's not the nicest place. Lot of empty people there.
What do you mean by empty?
Not much in there. Yes, there's some. There's one or two okay people, but for the most part, they're all empty.
Again,
like stupid?
I don't understand your statement. Empty
So, like-
in which way? Are they all dead? Or
Oh
are
no,
they
they're
all...
walking about. No. They're not. They're not puppets. They're not undead. No. They're just not much there.
Oh.
Half people.
Oh, you mean they are a bit slow in the head?
He sort of like, yeah, that do. Yeah. Sort of.
Unlike you. You seem sharp as a butter knife.
She strokes the Capesha aside. It's like, oh yes, nice sharp. So we go to Barovia.
Well, I see
As you've
no
been
reason why
talking, you've
not.
been making your way down the footpath. Night is starting to draw in, and the sun is starting to go down as you reach the edge of the town.
Well, I think we should go in and, at the very least, find a place to stay.
That would be a good idea.
Hang on, I forgot to make a party icon. Give me a moment.
Just use your map icon.
I'm telling.
Diddle-do.
I admit nothing, and nothing happened. Anyway. Lucy is licking my face.
I look around in the town, the village, just to get a broad overview of. Of course, now I'm rolling a natural 20. Just to have a very broad overview of where things are. Basically,
As you look
learning a bit
around
of-
this town, there are no street lamps, as the sun has now gone down. You see no street lamps. There are very few lights in the windows. There appear to be no people in the streets. As you head further down... Lucy has gotten stuck on my shirt.
No.
Oh no.
Further down the road, yes.
She's so old, she just keeps getting her claws cut. Whatever. She's gone now.
Well,
As you head down the road, you come to this intersection. You can see the village spans off further down to the west. There appears to be residential houses to the south, and more residential houses to the north. But further up north, you hear a quiet sobbing.
Sounds like someone in trouble.
You glance further up the street. If the reveal icon would work.
if I could glance up the street, I would really appreciate it.
I'm trying. There we go.
Wow.
Those glasses.
The reveal tool wasn't working.
Yeah, roll 20 could be a little bit finicky at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you head further up the street, you see what appears to be someone huddled against this house near the bottom steps. I forgot to
Against
change
which
to
house, please?
this one here.
Oh, the third house
Mm-hmm.
from the road crossing. The third entrance.
Yep.
On the right. Alright.
Would Ez recognize this person?
No.
Okay.
I try to see what's wrong.
Okay. So, you walk further up the street. Are you approaching or are you just trying to see from a distance?
I keep a little bit of a distance because I don't know this town yet.
Alrighty then.
I mean, I'm someone who rather would make a new friend than a new enemy, but still.
Okay. You step a little closer into the street so you can get a better look. And you notice that it is not one person, but two small people. It appears to be two children.
Huh.
Oh. Well, I approach.
Okay. Are the rest of you approaching as well?
I'll approach as well.
Me as well.
Yeah.
Alright then.
From behind, while they're engaging with, these two people, is it okay if, bear with me, let me just check the things that I can do. Because perception thing. Yeah, sorry, carry on for just 1 second, I'll...
Okay, as you approach, the older of the two children scrabbles to her feet and pulls the other up with her. As you see these two children. The small boy is currently rubbing his eyes and clutching a doll. The girl looks you up and down. Her eyes are drawn to the overly large turtle. Her eyes go wide.
Is it born of graves?
She raises her hand uncertainly and waves back a bit. And
Is it born of knots?
she looks over the rest of the group and she points to the house behind her. There's a monster in our house.
A monster, you say?
As you glance over the house, it's a tall brick row house that has seen better days. Its windows are dark. Its gated porch is on the ground floor, and the rust gate is slightly open. The houses on either side of it appear to be abandoned. Their windows and doors are boarded up and inaccessible.
I kind of kneel down to get onto their level. Say, little girl, tell us what this monster looked like.
I don't know. It's downstairs. It's in the basement. It makes horrible noises.
I see.
How do you know that it is a monster?
Our parents told us. They keep it locked down there. They went down to deal with it, but they haven't come back.
So would I be able to, again, do a sense evil sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, what would I have to...
This is...
Is it an ability on your sheet?
I don't think it is. I've got divine sense.
Well, you'd click Divine Sense there.
Okay. Oh yeah. Right, 1 second. Did I...
There.
Okay.
That's a lovely little explanation.
Alright then.
I'm just trying to find the... Where is it? Where does it go?
I have to consider this for
You know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. You know the type.
If you can see it, it's in 60 feet.
Alright then. You feel no overly strong evil or good presence from these children.
Unfortunately, it doesn't penetrate through buildings, so...
Yeah.
No, but you would be able to detect whether or not the building itself has been desecrated or consecrated.
Yeah.
Well, it's something to do.
Well, I for one think we could have a little look, don't you?
Something about this whole situation feels strange, but these children are in distress, and their parents are missing downstairs, and the worst misstep that we can do is walk in on their parents at an inopportune moment, which would be
I
bad.
give the children a look over, by the way.
A look over in what way?
I look whether or not they seem, for lack of a better word, human.
Well, from their art, they look creepy as fuck.
Or rather,
There's
film.
nothing wrong with being an
Everybody
emo.
in this module looks creepy as fuck.
And
Roll
Hey,
an
just-
investigation.
No, stop discriminating me, please.
Look, I'm trying to see whether or not it's makeup or true vampirism.
Speaking of vampires,
Well,
can we just take a second? Divine sense. But not
Yeah.
such as the vampire Count Strahd von Zarovich.
Yes, it specifically
It's
calls out
almost
Strahd.
like this is a spoiler.
Fucking calls him out.
That's meta knowledge, so
No metagaming.
ignore
No
it.
metagaming.
No metagaming.
If you want to have a closer look at the children, roll investigation.
You want me to investigate them?
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, well done.
If I may as well, while all this is going on, Ez is at the very back, and she's just giving these two kids the stink eye. I can't copy and paste it, sadly, but I've got a thing called Hunter's Bane, and it's an advantage on survival checks in relation to Fey, Fiend, or Undead, and any intelligence checks to recall any information about them. I don't think it's to
That
flat
would
out
be under
detect
features
them.
and traits, technically.
You would get none of those effects.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, okay, so Reister eyes up the children. Although they do look rather pale, that's not really all that unusual. They do look rather thin. Their clothes are finely embroidered and laid out, and you can tell that they come from a family of means. Rose looks at you as you stare at her, and she points higher on the house. Our little brother Walter. He's just a baby. He's up in the 3rd floor nursery. We couldn't get to him. We're scared to go back in.
Wait. Why could you not get to the 3rd floor?
When the monster's in the basement.
Mother locked the door to keep us safe. We could get out of our room, but we couldn't get into baby Walter.
That's a shittily designed house, isn't it?
I know.
Well,
Just
because they
yeah.
didn't my divine sense detect that they're not evil?
Yes.
Right. Well,
Just because they're not evil doesn't mean they're not chaotic.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what
dead,
it's
they're
about.
not
Still be an asshole.
They could be evil. It doesn't actually detect evil. It just detects strange shit.
I turned to Resta and wife, so I can't sense anything unusual about it.
The only person who
It's
truly
still a little weird.
Did you say that out loud? Or
I sort of whispered it to him.
roll me a stealth check.
Okay, stealth. Where's my stealth?
Oh, no, she didn't hear shit. When we were talking, the little boy, he starts to sniffle again. He kind of tucks his head down under his fur collar, and she crouches down to try and comfort him.
Saborna kind of leans down a little bit and tucks her head into her shell a little bit to imitate him.
He looks up at you and giggles and points. She,
That's
the
right.
older
little
sister
man,
just kind of
we have
squats her
something
hand.
coming here.
That's rude.
Well, as
if
much
there-
as it doesn't feel right, because something, I don't know, call it a bad feeling in a way. I don't think that the things are necessarily good, but I would say let's go give it a go and at least make certain that these children know their fate. Their parents' fate at least. And their siblings.
You're going to
Agreed.
find them.
If there
We
is,
will try.
if there is real danger in there, our deliberation is simply wastes time. We should get in there and
We
see
will
what
try.
there is.
Someone dropped
You
it.
stay here. Here's your hard candy, my dear.
Thornabolt
I
hides
think-
behind his sister, and she kind of looks at you and says, "Our mother told us not to take candy from strangers."
Well,
You're
tell you
also
what.
not. You're also not supposed to usually let strangers in your house.
Also, I'll tell you what. You just put it aside for now, and if we find your parents, you can ask them if it's okay.
Okay, she's turned bright red with you. Your comeback too, by the way, Matt. So then, are you going to head on into the house? You going to speak to the children more? What are you going to do?
I'm intending to go in the house.
Seems like a good time to go
So
in.
am I.
I agree.
All right then. So, as you walk past the children, they huddle back into their corner where it appears to be dry and somewhat warm. As they look longingly back towards the house. Let me just get things set up.
As everybody else starts going into the house, Ez is just like her back is right, it's bolt upright, and she's just got this sort of like looking down at the kids, like keeping as much distance as she can from them, and like sidewise moving to follow the rest of the group.
Okay.
You got a problem with Hot Topic?
She looks at you and she's like, honey, I started Hot Topic. Look, she's like, look at me. Just like,
She simmered down.
I'm not a fan of kids. She just sort of like, bundles up, what fur she has.
Oh my
from
god, why are you so
cloak
goddamn
and she'll
huge?
just-
There we are.
Well,
Okay.
That was expected.
well,
Well, oh
we're
my.
an eclectic bunch.
Yeah, you all used your own fan art.
Well,
Alright. So, you push open the wrought iron gate, and you notice that the front door ahead of you is flanked by 2 unlit oil lamps. They're hanging from the ceiling by chains. There's a large set of open doors ahead of you.
well, that's inviting. No one's leaving the light on.
Maybe we should knock.
I've heard from the other group, that went to this manor house that we didn't get to go to, that they tried using their paladin to open doors.
By the way, did you see that big guy that smelled like honey? That seemed like a treat to me.
To the chat room,
Right.
that's a reference to the last D&D session we run called the Manor House with different characters.
Olak is going to knock on the door, and if there isn't a response within, I don't know,
25 seconds.
yeah,
Alright,
try to open the door with as much force as is necessary.
you hear your loud booming knock echo slightly into an empty room. You listen intently, but you hear nothing except the reverberation of your knock fade away.
Well, you want me to check the door? Whether
Check
or
the
not
door.
it's locked.
Indeed, Rystar.
You don't have
I
a dog
suppose.
bark yourself. Rogue,
Yes.
the door. Do what you want.
I do give it a nice little look up. That's investigation, isn't it?
It is, yes.
And I clearly failed to notice any traps.
It's a wooden door. It's very ornate.
Well, I can tell you it's oak. Can't tell you. So I give it a slight push.
As you touch it, it swings open easily,
Okay, at least it's well oiled.
revealing
Right.
a corridor. Inside the corridor, on the southern wall, also just a wee heads up to, the orientation of this is kind of weird. So it's
Hence why I would have used a compass, but still. Hey, you live and learn. All right. Well,
there.
that'll do. That'll do.
There you go.
So on the south side, seems to be a lot of pictures.
Alright then. On the southern wall, you see a shield is emblazoned with a coat of arms, which consists of a windmill and a red field. On either side are framed portraits of stony-faced aristocrats. There is a mahogany-framed double doors ahead of you that appear to lead further into the house, and they are set with panes of stained glass that you just can't quite see through. Also, this house is dark. Anybody who does not have dark vision has trouble seeing.
Ha!
Well, I could light my hooded lantern.
You want to do
Imagine
that?
not having dark vision.
I do
Yeah,
have
that'd be-
dark vision, but anyone here who doesn't, the human probably
Yeah, I
stumbling
don't.
around.
It's still useful to have some light.
My eyes are not what they used to be,
So
Okay, I
Tortle
have a
can't see
hooded
in the dark.
lantern.
Big mood.
and they used to be shitty to begin with.
I have a
Big
hooded
armors.
lantern, so I'm putting it on. I'm
Okay.
basically deciding, okay, let there be light, so that our human friend can see. Our human friends are non-night crawling friends.
So just to clarify,
I was gonna say,
Sephi doesn't have it, Tortle does not have it. Half-elf, you do have night vision, up to 60 feet, I assume?
I do have dark vision, yes, but I'm turning on the light so
Okay.
that the rest of my party can see.
Do
with the
orcs have
hooded-
night vision?
I'm reasonably certain that half-orcs have night vision. Let me double check, though.
Yeah, I think so.
I do know dwarves do.
Oh, yeah.
What about your race, Dennis?
my character has night vision. My
Alright.
human-looking character has night vision.
Yeah,
Human
totally
looking.
normal.
Human looking.
Yeah,
Absolutely
she's
regular-
squinting around. Yeah. Oh, she
Regular
looks weird,
standard
by the
issue
way.
human dark vision.
Big old face when.
I'm just
Well,
purposely not saying what he is because it's fucking hilarious when he's like that.
Well, I have.
Are you coming back there, Lily Monster?
My the campaign I run has a half elf who is secret about it and in character, but out of character we all know. So occasionally we reference things like totally normal human resistance to charming magic.
There we go. Yeah, I have this totally normal, dark vision.
Yeah, perfectly normal human dark vision.
Yeah.
Well, someone ate their carrots, eh?
Alright then. So,
I give a very close look. Give a very close look at the portraits and the large
alright.
family seal, because I can't shake the feeling that there's something wrong here.
As you look close enough to
As a player and of course as a character.
Alright then. As you have a look at the portraits, you notice there does appear to be a family resemblance to the two children who are in the street.
Well, looks at least it's the right house,
Well, that's good anyway. I'm gonna open this door.
right?
Okay.
You do that,
You open the door and you reveal
darkness.
no parents. Okay.
Inside of me. Nice.
It's part of a different room. So
If you hold shift while dragging the revealed tool, it snaps to grid, which I find useful a lot of the time.
that's a good
So
point.
sometimes,
So
if
unfortunately,
you wanted,
this map is very skewed, so it doesn't align correctly to the grid. Sadly, despite my best
I was going
efforts.
to say as well, there's you can use the polygonal reveal tool as well. Sometimes, if you don't want something that's like just look to a grid.
Me too.
Your
Okay
call.
then. So, Orvik has pushed open this doorway, and he reveals a wide hall. It runs the entire width of the house. There's a black marble fireplace at one end, which is, yeah, and a red marble staircase on the other. If you can't see that, you're fucking blind. Mounted on the
Well,
wall above the fireplace is a long sword, and it has the same windmill motif worked into the hilt and the display board it is on. There are
Well, I
wood-panelled
think-
walls lining the room, and they're sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs.
Everyone's waiting behind. Guys, you're not coming?
Yeah, Ez is basically, she's got like one shoulder in the porch, one out. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. So she'll be holding up the rear, and as she pushes the front door to close, she's just like got one eye on the kids. She's just like, not the least bit trusting, and then she'll make sure the door's properly closed, and then she'll start examining, the rest of the room with everyone else.
You're still in the hallway, in the front hallway.
Yeah.
See, from the map art, I thought that spiral staircase was a very large couch.
Looks so comfy.
I got really excited.
People have awakened!
I give a very good look at the sword. Do you need me to roll anything?
What was that?
Ooh.
Colin, can you see what's wrong with the cat? She's yowling in the hall. Okay then, so if you want to investigate the longsword specifically, or just the room in general?
I want to investigate the longsword specifically.
Roll a little investigation then.
While he's doing that,
Nat 20.
Nice.
All right.
Ez is probably going to be looking at the fresco, the carvings and everything.
All right, roll investigation for that, but we'll do with the sword first.
Yes.
So you have a look at the sword. First, you look at the hooks to see if there's anything holding it on. There doesn't appear to be. So you gently lift the sword off, and it appears to be a perfectly functional longsword. You expected it to be an ornate replica, but no. This is a decent quality sword.
And it doesn't have any engravings or anything that would make it stand out.
The only thing that...
Aside from the family crest.
The family crest is the only thing there.
That's in the pommel, I would presume, in the end. That's the round bit basically behind where you grasp it. That's where I would put it.
Someone in the chat is asking where everyone is from. We have 2 Germans, 2 Englishmen.
From Manchester. Yep.
Actually, we have 3
the
Englishmen, do we?
Americans, yeah.
No, we have 2 Englishmen, and then we have an American in there somewhere. Or are you Canadian, Eat the Path?
American.
Oh, American, okay.
Okay, we've got 2 Mancunians in here, just
Yeah,
one.
we actually have 3 Englishmen.
Hey! Were you from Manchester as well?
Yeah, Salford.
Nice one. Well, technically I'd, but yeah, there we go. Oh, okay. Sorry, back in character.
Alright, back in character, yeah.
I mean, I can try talking like I'm not from around here.
Alright, so,
But they always will sound like I'm just faking the accent.
so then, while Reister is admiring his new sword,
Which I will put into my equipment for safekeeping.
well, go ahead and add it to your inventory then. Ez glances around the room. She slips her eyes across the paneling carving, but something catches her eye, and she leans in to get a closer look. And she sees that it's not all vines, but it appears to be that there are serpents and skulls just inconspicuously woven into the design.
This is a nice wall. She
Might
would
do
just be
home.
like, as she's looking at it, she'll just be like, she's almost caressing it. It's like, wall.
That's a nice boulder.
Sort of reminds me of home.
You guys, the hooker is acting weird.
Tell me something I don't know.
On soap
Oh,
and
where
mouth
do
kiss
I
the horse.
start?
Something you didn't know.
Huh.
That didn't happen. That was out of character. Never mind.
So, are you trying to whisper the hooker comment again?
Obviously.
Roll stealth and roll perception, Liz.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Whoops.
That's not stealthy.
You guys, the hooker is acting weird.
Well,
Tact
the
spawn act.
question is whether or not she gives a fuck about it.
Yeah, it's sort of like she almost like pauses caressing the thing, and it's like she sort of like turns her head to look at the torso, and you just have this like the most wicked demonic grin, and then she gives like this like wink, and then just goes back to almost caressing the wall.
She knows her job, though.
Well, I wonder what's so fascinating about that wall.
There's lots of detail.
Lots of detail. What kind of detail?
She'll point to hidden away in the detail. Like you'll just see like the skulls and the snakes. Oh yes, it's beautiful.
Well, you seem to know your skulls and snakes.
It's nature. I like nature.
Yes, of course. That's why we found you out in nature. Why you
But
came
that's if they
for
don't
us.
like me in this town.
That's why you have such nature-ready clothes on, don't you?
She just like looks at Todd looking
Call her
down.
a hooker again. Some
She just
people
looks at
make their money
don't
one
be a
way or...
bitch.
I'm sorry.
I love how he's
She
all
just looks
become
at the
such
torso.
fast friends by ripping into the weirdo.
Well,
Yeah. Ez'll just say,
I won't get
"Now,
fussy."
don't be a bitch."
well, I'm not a female dog. That's what you mean.
Bjork.
Reister, I've had a thought.
Yes.
You'll be able to check these panels for any switches.
Well, that is probably a good idea.
Just
So
like-
I check for any switches in the walls.
You check for any switches. You have a look around
Or
the
any-
walls. You
Or
run
any
your hands over
hidden
them.
compartments.
You find a lot more skulls and serpents and the odd
Well.
dagger on Hunter's arrow in there, but you don't find any secret compartments.
Well, these people enjoyed their unusual interior decor.
Oh, tell me about it. My father was exactly the same.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Can I?
You're always calling them hookers when they look a little bit more fanciful.
I know of city folk is.
Well, not all city folk must necessarily be a hooker. Plus, she doesn't seem to like the town. So
Ez'll
she's
says,
probably not city
"I'm not
folk.
city folk. No, they don't let me in the cities."
I wonder
I'm sure
why.
they have their reasons.
I wonder why, and I give a glance at the rather fresh pelts she's wearing.
It's not one nut.
Never said that it's a bad thing. Well, looks like we have three choices. I'm sorry. Here, we have the hallway, or what I presume is a hallway, to our left. The staircase, and whatever lies beneath this wall, and I point to the wall down here,
Yeah,
next
just
to
take
Elaine.
those. Just make sure you saw that there.
I'm not seeing anything.
Okay, so in case
So
it's
where
hard to
do-
see
where
on
do
this
you
map,
want-
there's a door here,
Okay.
a door here, and a
A
door
passage. Oh,
under there.
okay.
And
okay.
actually, that
going in.
is.
Matt's rushing. Zerk rush.
Jenkins.
And I follow Matt.
Okay, as you look in,
Yeah.
into the shadowed
Everyone,
corners.
everyone's piling up.
I have not missed doing that.
You didn't even let me check for any traps.
I can heal myself, I'm fine.
All right,
Well,
so because
Do
it's
you
hard to
usually
see
have
past
your own
Matt,
house?
there is a door right here in front of him, and another door here.
I think
Well,
the
since
door-
you decided to rush
So I'm
in,
going forward again.
All
I
right.
say that would be a best idea.
You can't
I
stop me
just
from going
face
forwards.
palm. My character
Alright.
just face palms.
Matt has rushed straight
You
in.
and me both, buddy.
Yeah, rushing in, just let's go, boys.
Hot-headed idiots.
Okay, so Matt goes in, and you find a large dining room. The center of this room is predominated by a large wooden carved table. It appears to be mahogany. It's about 10 feet long, and it is surrounded by 8 high-backed, sculpted and cushioned armchairs. There's a crystal chandelier that hangs above the table, and the table itself is covered in resplendent silverware and crystalware. It's all polished to a dazzling shine. It looks like the table had been set for a rather fine meal. Mounted above the fireplace in the corner, wrong tool, over there, is... I've lost my place, sorry. Is a mahogany-framed painting of an alpine vale. Like the hallway, this room is covered in wall-carved paneling, with elegant images of deer among the trees. There are red silk drapes that cover the windows, and a tapestry depicting hunting dogs and a horse-mounted aristocrats are chasing after the wolf hang from an iron rod bolted to the south wall. Here.
I checked the wall panels.
Roll me an investigation. Or perception, sorry.
You want me... You get both.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Perception's much better.
Yeah. You have a closer look at the paneling after remembering the weird hidden images in the hallway, and you see in here is the same. Hidden in the gnarled tree trunks, you see twisted faces, some in pain, some laughing. But they appear to be laughing in maddened expressions. And they're
Hey, Ez! This looks like they got pictures of your family.
And there are additional wolves slinking between the tree trunks.
Ez will sort of roll her eyes a little, and she'll come forward and she'll be like, "Oh, that looks so nice. Oh, yes, I love this house."
Would I be able to investigate the table for cutlery? See how long it's been there?
Sure.
Okay.
You want me to check it? I have...
roll investigation.
Okay, I'll roll investigation.
You pick up one of the forks and you realise that this is relatively clean. It looks like this table could have been set any time in the last day.
So clearly the meal would have been recent. The meal planned anyway.
Yes, but count the number of chairs. More than 4, 5.
Indeed.
Looks like they were expecting
share.
guests, perhaps?
I believe so.
Why didn't the children know that guests were coming?
Well,
To be fair, you never asked them.
What? To be honest, we didn't know.
That's true.
At least not in character.
To be fair, noblemen tend not to include their children in their dining plans until, well, beyond show up at this time, eat this.
Well, still, that would mean that the children would probably not sit by this table, not the small one.
That is true.
Or
They would
just
have their...
have chairs for guests that may or may not be here today.
Then they wouldn't have set out the silverware.
Just a heads up, eat the path, you're not in that room. You can't hear any of this.
Alright. if you're going to make us shuffle our tokens constantly, alright.
Well, you have to
You
at
should have
least be
known
in the
since
same
the
room.
old- Again, I'm thinking this is something doesn't match up necessarily, but I don't know what it is.
I'm just thinking, would I be able to identify any possible symbols on the carvings? Or is it just plain carvings, there's no symbols or anything?
There, it's just plain carvings. After Reister pointed out the wolves and twisted faces, you had a closer look yourself, and that's all the hidden stuff you could see.
I have to agree with Reister. There's something unusual about these decorations.
Ez is busy poking one of the wolves in the carvings and just giggling to herself.
Oh, that one, yes. That one has a rather quizzically look to him.
As you tilt your head in the lantern light, you cast shadows and make it look like the wolf is smiling and then snarling, smiling and snarling.
Well, I'm the one with a lantern.
Yeah, she's using her shadow cast by the lantern light.
Oh, it's a hooded lantern. I can direct the light. Well, shall we look for the other places?
Yes, I think we should check a room next to us.
Ez, do you want to come or do you want to play with the shadows some more?
She's like, are we leaving the silver?
It might...
Well, no, let us make certain that it doesn't get lost.
You're to help these people, not ransack their house.
No, I'm not intending to ransack their house. I'm just making certain that we have at least a little bit of security. In case some of these wolves are not quite what they seem to be. I've heard sometimes that silver works against special kind of wolves.
Yeah, Ez will actually smile at you and say like, "Ez smart, goodbye." She'll literally just like scoop the whole table up. Like, is there like a thing on the table?
There is a table runner that you could make into a makeshift satchel if you wanted to.
Yeah, she literally
I
just
didn't mean to take all of it as.
Eh.
I'd definitely take the knives.
Yes, I would take at least a knife.
She empties it out back onto the table and just like and just starts scooping up the silver, the knives and any kind of like silver cutlery, and then dumping that in.
Siegbald, you just heard a crash of metal in the next room. And you heard your half-elf friend go, "What are you doing?"
Well, a friend...
I have that under control. I'm going to go in here.
Alright.
He's going into the walk-in closet.
I'm going to go in the closet and I'll lock myself in there.
Alright. As you open up the door, something large and black flies at your face, and you realize it's several cloaks that are hung on the back of the door. Inside, you find a number of cloaks. Some are black men's, some are soft purples and reds for women's cloaks, and hanging on a small shelf above is several top hats.
I come out and
So
I hear that commotion.
Closet for outdoors wear.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm going to grab a hat, put it on, close the door behind me. It's empty. And just... Yep.
I come... Just as he steps out of the closet, out of the cloak closet, I step out and say, What are you doing?
Nothing? What are you doing?
Nothing.
Very well.
Aside from asking you a question.
Roll me a quick perception check there, Reister.
Regular old perception.
Yep.
Alright. 24.
That fucker has a new hat. Where'd he get that?
Have you been raiding their cloakroom?
Let's do a quick bit of maths. Okay, my maximum deception is 19. So I'm gonna lie.
Try to deceive me. Roll a deception. Roll deception if you want to.
Can I, instead of doing a deception,
What are you trying to do?
can I raise my shield up as a stretch, raise back down again, and that hat be missing?
That would be
And make a
sleight of
sleight of hand
hand.
check.
That would be sleight of hand.
Yeah?
You can try it.
You can get a 24. You can get a 24 if you want. That's completely fine with me.
I'm willing to roll another percent.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
You're
roll another
terrible.
perception.
I roll another perception.
You see him lift
I
up
spot
his
that
arms and yawn the most cliched fake yawn you had ever seen, and he grabs the top hat, which he's grabbed it at such an angle that it's still half poking up on top of his shield, and he tries to just tuck it down behind himself and ends up dropping it on the floor in front of him.
I'm gonna just lean slightly because I'm short. Gonna hold it in the same hand I have the shield. Try and keep it as one unit.
You're not fooling me. You're the worst magician I've ever seen. And I've seen very
But
bad
you have
ones.
seen me.
I overhear this. I can overhear this through the open door, and I say, Master Dwarf, are you really honestly trying to deceive our half-elf rogue?
You don't know what he is out of character. He's have never talked.
Yeah. He's just
Well-
some guy with slightly pointy ears.
Well, alright, I say, are you honestly trying to deceive a rogue?
You don't know he's a rogue.
How do you know I'm a rogue? I've never told you.
This is,
Well,
this
the
is
fact
player
that-
knowledge, not
The
character
fact
knowledge.
that I'm wearing thieves' leathers is kind of a giveaway.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Alright,
Between
fair.
the daggers, the thieves' tools.
Yeah.
And the
sneakiness.
obvious thieves' robe with a cowl. Yeah,
If we
I'm pretty much
together
dressed as a
and
cliché
work
thief.
Together, I imagine that we have at least some idea of each other's capabilities.
That's true, yeah.
Well,
I was kind of hoping you were going to ask what I had there, so I could just tell you I had a shield.
well.
Anywho, so
Is-
moving on, Matt has claimed
So,
himself a
upstairs
hat
time,
and
please?
seems to be denying it exists.
Yep, back on. Hat on.
Again,
upstairs.
you're a terrible magician, my friend.
Are you just heading
Yeah,
straight
that's-
upstairs?
Yeah, I'm walking upstairs.
That
Alright.
was the worst hat trick I've ever seen.
Oh.
You haven't seen it. I've been in front of you, unfortunately. You didn't miss much.
That's the power of turtles.
I'm very short, I can look through.
Alright, Matt, you pop up here.
There you go.
Well, in that case, I better follow him.
Okay.
Bruh.
As Matt goes upstairs, unlit oil lamps are mounted on the walls of this elegant hall. So again, this place is dark.
We light the oil lamps in
Okay,
this
how the
room.
hell are you ahead of me?
Well,
That's a fair point. He's
How
blocking the
sneaky are
stairs.
you?
Okay.
I
Hanging
have,
above the mantelpiece
I have-
is just over here.
I have acrobatics.
There we are.
Okay.
Hanging above the mantelpiece over here is a wooden framed portrait. You recognize the two small smiling children as the ones who are outside. Cradled in what you assume is their father's arms is a swaddled baby, which you have a look that the mother looks at it with scorn on her face. There are sets of armor standing in the flanking both doors in this
Push
hallway.
them.
Don't push them.
Each suit of armor is holding a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. There are carvings on these doors. They
Well-
appear to be some dancing youths.
Do any of the suits of armor look taller or shorter than the others?
Roll a quick perception check for me. And how close are you getting to the armor to do this?
I'm staying right here-ish and looking at the general overview. Are any of the suits of armor taller or shorter than the others?
They all look identical.
Oh, shame. Okay.
I try to check whether or not they might be trapped, but it looks like I'm fairly screwy at this time.
Alright. You
I'm
walk
basically
up
just
to this
looking
suit of armor. You lean in, trying to get a better look at it. and you feel a little bit off as the wolf-faced helmet seems to glare at you. As you lean closer and try to look over its shoulders to see if there's anything else, the visor suddenly shifts. You pull back, and you realize the visor didn't shift, it was just being fogged up by your breath. There's nothing there.
Guys.
Sometimes you stare into the helmet, sometimes the helmet stares back.
Guys, I still don't think this is...
Come on, it's fine.
Fuck it.
Don't worry about.
That's what they
walk out
said
to the middle of the
last
room.
time. That's what some people have said,
Screw it, I'm
and
going
then
through
they
the
were
door.
dead.
Shall we?
Oh well.
Alright, before we move on to you, Ez, you rummage through the cupboard and you find a lady's fur-lined cloak. It is black on the outside, but it has a lovely blood red lining.
Oh, she's going to take that.
Alright.
It's just you're going to see that this happy little dance.
Everyone else is upstairs, they don't see this. Alright.
She'll follow suit now that she's got what she wants.
Okay, let me just reveal everything. Okay.
Ez is just basically behind Zabornak with her new cloak and just like this happy little grin on her face. Hello.
I glance over to the stairs because I assume they slightly creak.
They do,
basically, and then I basically do a double take because she didn't wear that cloak last time, did she?
Do you want to be sure?
That would be. Would it be perception or should it be a history check?
I would say with an investigation, so yeah, you click on your investigation.
Well, she might have been wearing the same cloak before. I'm not certain.
You don't know. You didn't really pay much attention to her clothing before. Alright then,
Well,
so...
aside from the fact that the turtle called her a woman of ill repute.
Alright then, so Matt has wandered off into another room. Red velvet drapes cover the windows of this room. There is a lovely mahogany desk in the centre, right here, with a matching high-backed chair that face the entrance and the fireplace. Above which hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. In the corners of the room are two overstuffed chairs. Yeah, and yeah. The floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line the southern wall. Over, yeah. A rolling wooden ladder allows one to more easily reach the upper shelves.
I take a look at the desk to see if there's any notes there or anything.
You have a little look over the desk.
The windmill.
On top of it you find an unlit oil lamp, a jar of ink, a quill pen, a tinderbox, there's a letter kit over there, and a red wax candle. There are a couple of blank sheets of paper strewn about, and a wooden seal bearing the family's insignia, which is the windmill. There appears to be a drawer just tucked under the other side of the desk.
I investigate the drawer, trying to find out if it's trapped or anything.
Roll me a... yeah, that'll do. You have a look around the drawer, you feel around the rims, you peer and see if there's any wires. You find nothing.
Okay, then I should probably check if I can find anything inside.
Okay, you open up the drawer, and it appears to be empty, but as you finish tugging the drawer, something slides from the back. It appears to be a wrought iron key.
Well, we should better take that one.
I'd quite like to have a look at the bookshelf.
Alright, you take a look at the bookshelf.
Okay, should I roll investigation?
Yes.
So I'm trying to find anything that I could recognise as a paladin of saloon, so...
Alright, roll it for me,
investigation.
Investigation. Alright. You have a little flit around the shelves, but you seem a little bit too distracted by the eerie atmosphere in the room to really get a good look. There's some of the titles you don't quite catch your eye, and you're just not really paying much attention.
I take a short look over at the books myself, just to see if there's any titles that stand out. Blood and Magic for beginners or something.
Wait, Brystar.
You glance
you can
over
see
at the books and you find. What are you doing? Oh, okay. You're poking the armor. You glance over the books and you find a few odd titles, a few storybooks, a few novels, a few historical tomes that have to deal with ancient lands. It appears to be a family record book, and there's really nothing all that interesting.
I'd like to
I take a look at the family record book, just to see where the family, how long the family's been around, so to speak.
All right.
Wait, Brystar.
Yes.
Check for any mention of Saloon, the goddess.
I haven't seen any book about her.
Yep.
I believe.
You saw nothing in relation to any gods.
No, this is apparently a secular household.
Okay.
Not that many gods.
Rifle for the
But I
book.
check it. I look into the family book and try to find out. Basically, when is the last entry?
The family book appears to be a abridged family tree that only goes back a few generations. From it, you find out that the children's names were Rosvaldia and Thornebold Durst, and their parents, who I have lost the names of.
Dad was probably called Fred.
Ferdinand.
And their parents are Gustav and Elizabeth.
Does it
Any
have an entry for
other
their younger
generations
child?
listed before them are all listed as deceased.
Well, I was trying to find out how old the book might have been. How old the last entry was.
The last entry appears to be a scratched out name that you can that is next to Rose and Thorn, and it appears to be Walter, but it is scored out.
Well, since
Wasn't that
our
the sibling? Wait a second. It says here, Walter. Wasn't that the brother the two were talking about?
Yes, on the 3rd floor.
speaking of which, since our mission here was to sounded like urgently rescue some people in danger instead of investigate the house and look for valuable things.
I wasn't looking for valuable things. I was looking for clues.
Yes, that would be the investigate a mystery kind of thing.
Oh,
But my action, once people weren't jumped by anything scary going into that room, would have been to head on up to the 3rd floor and try to find this.
You want to head up
bedroom.
to the 3rd floor? The parents are down in the basement.
Yeah, and
they were
baby,
talking about their parents, and
the
if their
baby's on the third
parents...
floor.
they also told us about an infant on the
Indeed.
3rd floor that
Yeah.
needed
Yes,
help.
but
Great.
if their parents are downstairs.
I'm aware of that.
Help.
I'm aware of that.
Parents can look after themselves better than a baby. Baby's priority. Come on.
Yes.
Give
I
me
have
a
to agree.
sec
We
to,
should go.
prepare the
By science, okay.
I mean, this is easily could be something that I was doing while you were poking around in there, because it took
Right.
you a little bit of time to search for stuff.
Do you want to do that then? Do you want to do a little retcon where you head further on upstairs on your own?
It's up to you.
Or do you... Now, this is your question. Did you wait for them, or did you go up on your own?
Nah, I wouldn't have waited. As soon as I saw that they weren't getting mugged.
Alright. So you're going to be alone for a little bit.
That's
You
fine.
guys are still investigating downstairs. Now, before we go on, Ez and Zabor, you were hanging out in the hall while they investigated the library. Did you do anything before we move further upstairs?
Yeah, I mean, Ez is sort of she's trying not to touch anything. She's just like warily glaring at the armor, and she kind of pokes the fireplace over here with 1 foot. You know, she's like
Kicking at it.
well, not so much kicking. It's just sort of like nudging it. You know, as like trying to be as far away from it as possible.
Alright, so you didn't take any actions?
Nah. No, just well, no.
Why
I
didn't
was
actually do anything in the library room. Bring out that.
trying to
Well,
investigate.
for now,
Ez's
we've
the
paused.
fire.
We've paused Matt, Reister, and Alan for now. We're moving up to the rest of the team to see what
Alright.
they've done while you were doing this. So Ez was basically just dicking around. Zamora, did you do anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zaborna just looked around the room to see if she could see anything out of the ordinary.
Do you want to roll an investigation for that?
Investigation, okay.
I will
You're
say
really
that Ez
tired.
is.
Those stairs took it out of you. Phew. Are you sure you didn't see that cloak before? My God, this house has some really pretty stonework. You see nothing.
Speaking of stonework, there were no engravings in the library, were there? No.
Okay,
No
so
laid in wood. Okay.
you two are not taking any actions. I will.
Nick, well, one thing for the DM.
Yes?
She is she's poking around the fire. I mean, technically, she is investigating the fire. She's just trying. She's being very wary about it.
Oh, okay. Then we'll roll me an investigation then.
Apologies.
That's okay. I thought you were just being flavor.
No.
19. All right. You have a little poke around in the fireplace and you see that it hasn't been lit in a while, but as you look around, you notice the carvings on the walls. The youths don't really seem to be dancing as you'd thought on first glance. As you walk a little closer, you notice that they appear to be fighting off bats that are attacking their heads.
I really like this house. Okay.
Since the doors are open, I heard that. If she didn't say this quietly.
To be fair, I think Ez would have said that to herself. And well, the question is, if you're paying attention, what languages do you speak? Because she was speaking her language.
Well, probably none that I would understand. She's probably speaking neither
Do you want to name
common.
the language so we actually can tell you if we understood it?
She's probably not speaking Elvish, Dwarven, or Thieves' Cant. Because if it were common, if it were common, we all would have understood it.
No,
So,
this was not in common.
we are
can I
pausing
just-
the action down on the first floor, and we're going to move up. So Orvak is going to have about 5 or so minutes to himself. As you head upstairs, you excuse me. At the very top of the stairs, you see a few more unlit lamps, and there appears to be a suit of armor, like the ones downstairs, just waiting at the top of the stairs.
Keep in
There
mind,
are more
Ovek,
oak-paneled
does
walls.
Ovek have their own light? With
Dark
them?
vision.
Dark vision? Okay, you
Okay.
do have dark vision. Okay then. Now then.
Just saying.
There appears to be more carved woodland scenes up here. Now, as you walk up, let me just see something real quick. Just gotta check your...
No passive perception?
Yeah, I just gotta check something real quick. To be honest, I should have had this ready.
Had I gone up, I would have had a little bit better chance.
I am looking in the wrong place for this.
Uh,
There we go. Alright then. So,
downstairs, I just noticed that Ez had been muttering to herself, and I start to investigate that.
alright, as you walk past this suit of armor, you just out of the corner of your eye, you notice a slight twitch as the armor
great.
itself reaches for you. It swings its gauntleted hand, but you manage to just dodge out of the way.
Alright.
Womp womp.
Anyone need us? You gonna scream and get us all into trouble because
Is
we
this
have four
a
more of the fuckers down
I'm
here.
gonna need you to roll initiative.
okay? Now, seeing as
Just
this is a
about it.
spiral staircase,
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to be shouting pretty quickly. But let me roll that initiative.
Roll initiative for this. Ooh.
I presume they would have a round of surprise. Ovak and the statue up there, the suit of armor.
Possibly, possibly not.
Okay.
Because
So
Less about surprise, more about
the swipe
combat when we do that.
was the surprise round. So now we get to have a little bit of fun. The suit of armor has come to life,
Yep.
and it is pulling out. It has no weapon, thankfully, but it does have large gauntleted fists. It swings for you, and it has rolled a 19 plus 4, that is 23. Does that
That's a
hit?
hit.
Alright. And you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. It does, however, have a second attack, and I've thrown my dice away. Oh, that is... Oh, dear. Okay. And its second attack is a nat 20. Roll 5. Doubled. Plus 2. And that is, your second attack is 12 points of damage.
Okay. I mean, hopefully I might be able to manage some sort of strangled scream. Wait, no, I'm a half-orc.
I was like, you're a half-orc. Give me a second.
I'm a half-orc. So, I have 1 hit point left.
Oh!
fuck.
Fucking crits. Jesus Christ. No, thank you.
Okay.
It is not your
Well,
turn.
Mohawk takes some pretty rough hits, and I think the first thing that she's going to do is shout down the move here so that I can actually have the best vantage point to do so. Shout down the staircase. Something's attacking me. The armor's dangerous. Could use some help.
Would I be able to charge up the staircase?
Well, first things first. We'll let him finish his turn, and then we'll see if you guys could actually hear him.
I mean, it's a spiral staircase. They're usually pretty open.
Yeah, they're
True.
pretty open.
Plus
True,
I've,
but Reister, Matt, and Alan are in another room.
Yeah, they may not be able to hear.
Zorbrick
Okay.
and Ez might hear you, but as I
the
say,
doors are open, so we
we will finish
hear.
your turn first.
Oh, that is a nat 1 on my
nat 1.
attack.
Okay,
Oh.
could you roll me a percentile dice then?
Sure.
Shit.
Oh boy.
Alright, that's not so bad. As you go to swing your axe, the surprise that a suit of armor has jumped out at you has really shook you up. So you just miss with your swipe. But you do manage to readjust yourself rather quickly.
Alright. That's my turn.
Alright, you only have 1 attack. Okay, you will have 1. And you have no bonus actions?
None that would be useful.
Alright then, first off, Ez and Zaborak, roll me. You definitely would hear them, but everybody who's currently in the library, roll me perception. Ez and Morale, in the meantime, roll me initiative.
Okay, it's passive wisdom with perception, isn't it?
Yes.
16.
Siegbald, you hear this. Reister, you hear the shout.
I'm trying to roll it.
Remember, you have to click on
my
your token
initiative.
before you hit the initiative on your character sheet.
Alright, okay.
Do I add myself to this round or next round?
You would add it onto this round.
This round? Okay.
Technically, the round has restarted already, because it went back to the top of the turn order.
Okay, having a bit of difficulty here.
I'm going quick, boys.
Do you see the initiative listing on your character sheet?
Yeah, where it says
Before you
passive
click on
wisdom.
that, make sure you have your character token selected, so it will automatically add you to the turn order.
Yeah, I've got it selected. Or I should have.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's not near your passive wisdom. It's actually
it's
up
in
by
the top
your...
right next to armor class and speed.
Oh yeah, sorry. I
Oh,
misread
right,
you.
sorry. Top right next to armor class and speech. Right.
Sorry, I misheard your question earlier.
Sorry, it's. No, I'm still having difficulty finding it.
On top of current hit points.
Oh yeah, sorry, found it.
Alright, okay then.
It's the second column. Yeah.
Also, to answer Daniel's question, unlike your team, they didn't rob the house first off the bat.
I mean,
Just a little bit.
Okay then. So,
Sorry, did you want me to roll thing?
You
As well?
only need to roll initiative.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
okay then. First off, Ulrich. You just went.
Creature
Yes.
hasn't rolled initiative yet.
Oh, creature, you need
Yeah,
to
sorry.
initiative.
Oh, I'm not last anyway.
Well,
You get a 0 for initiative.
Wow.
Ooh.
Turtles are very slow.
Holy shit.
What?
it's -2 for initiative. That's
Okay.
pretty.
I'm -1.
Debilitatingly bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay then. As
Well, she's got a lot of fish.
from upstairs, you heard the half-orc gentleman, or the half-orc lady, shout.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that the orc's female.
Me too. I was not aware of that at all. So okay.
Damn it, I didn't get in the order.
Heavy armor.
Okay. Ez is gonna hear the noise upstairs. She's gonna like quickly glance at the turtle, just like off in her own little world, and she'll try to think, how fast can I move? Is the door to the library shut? Because she's technically not been in there yet. Did they close the door behind them, or did they leave it open?
No,
we
door's
left
open.
it open.
Okay, in that case, she is going to move.
Part of the turn order creature, by the way.
You are there, creature.
Oh, sorry.
So she's going to basically push past Zabornak, and as she's running past the door, she's going to yell out, "Good company, bad company, come!" She's going to use her movement, which is...
Just a quick heads up, each square in this map is 5 feet.
Okay, oh, right, okay, so that's just going to be fine, okay.
15, 20...
5, 10, 15, 20, 25... Yeah, so 30, so she's technically...
You would technically
She's
be... Yeah. So your head has just come level with the next floor.
Okay then, can I do anything from this position with
You
what
can
I
see the orc looks real bad. You've got a massive bloody smear across their face. Her arms hung at an odd angle, and she's panting heavily.
Yeah.
By under, you see a suit of armor similar to the ones downstairs, just looming over her.
I don't think I've got anything ranged.
Have to move Specky. There
Shoot. I can't really... If I can get to her, I can help her on the next turn, but,
Well, you could, if you wanted to, take your attack action to make another move.
Yeah, you could sprint.
Yeah, could dash. Yeah.
That's what-
Yeah.
But then you would only be left with your bonus action, remember?
Oh.
Yeah. That's the thing, I wouldn't be able to use the thing that I need to keep them upright.
Yeah, but you'd be up here anyway for the next turn.
Yeah. I get to see a die up close, so okay. In that case, I'm going to dash. I'm going to do. I can't really get between you and the...
No.
What?
No, you can't. That's not a problem. You're just here.
Okay. And lastly, I just want to check if the thing that I can do is an action or it's a... Okay, so seeing Govak really wounded, Ez is going to just leap. She's going to come next to you. She's just going to be glaring at the statue. She's going to take the Kapesh, the curved sword, and she's just going to run it across her arm. And as she does, it ignites into fire. And she's just going to, like, you know, basically stand there ready. Her
Are
sword
you
now.
attempting to intimidate it?
No. I am going to lose one of my maximum. This is probably a bad idea, but I'm going to lose one of my maximum hit points. So I'm currently down to. And
It's 1d4.
yeah, this is my Crimson Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Ooh.
Crimson Right is in the Dice&Dolts chat if anyone needs to quickly read it.
There we
Oh
are.
yeah, I just
and
clicked it in the group there.
if you link it
There you go.
for our viewers. As a bonus action, you can imbue one weapon with a known right. Reduce your current and maximum HP by equal one to your character level. This reduction actually cannot be restored until the right fades. Ah, alright then.
So basically, it's like I kind of need these people alive. So there's a few that
Sure.
hasn't insulted me yet. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. That's my turn.
And that's your turn. Moving back down to Sir
That's my turn.
Alan. You
Okay,
heard a muffled shout from upstairs. You heard a metallic crash. And then you heard the weird garbage lady shout that they had company. What do you do?
Right. Well, I'm going to start running. I run straight for the staircase.
Alright, make sure you count out your move.
Okay, 1 second. So,
Also, creature, you can't move.
okay,
Sorry.
which
You're in the initiative order.
where's the? Just trying to find the option to measure it out.
If you look
when-
on your thing, there should be something that looks like a ruler going into a small portal.
Or
It
when
should
you've got
be
the
fourth option down, just above the dice. There you go.
if you've got your
remember,
token selected,
you cannot go diagonally through walls. You
Right,
have
so it'd
to
be
go straight out the door.
15, and then to
And this is the
20
way out.
there, and so we say about. Right, so that's 15 feet there. Then diagonal onto there, so that's 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
25, and that should be 30.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be my movement limit, shouldn't it?
Yep.
a useful trick is you can grab your token and then while you're holding it, press Q, which will start measuring, and then you can, along the way, hit Q again to basically make like a movement waypoint and draw out the path that you want to take. It'll measure the whole thing.
Nice.
And it's right, okay, I'll just try and work it out. So that's 15, and can I move diagonal?
You can in the open hallway, but not through the doorway.
Right, so I'll move up to there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 25 foot, 30 foot, so that puts me about there.
Yes.
Right, so I'll move myself to. Hang on.
Yeah, you have to click to the move icon.
Yeah, move myself to there.
There you go.
And I try and look over to see if I could see what's going on.
Your head is just below the lip of the lip of the floor. However, you can see from your angle your orcish friend half slumped over, holding their injured arm, and you can see the crazy lady wielding what appears to be a flaming sword, but you can't see what they're fighting.
Right, there's not much I can do really, is there?
Well, if you have a ranged weapon, you can fire it.
I've got no ranged weapon.
And he can't see what they're fighting.
Well, you could give it a good shot, basically trying, giving it a shot, trying to finagle his way, basically shooting at the ceiling, trying to cause distraction or anything. At least that's what I would do if I were able to get to that space. But now that it's occupied, I can't.
You can move through your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but I would have to end on exactly the same
Just a
space.
heads up too, you haven't added your spells and cantrips to your character sheet.
I have no cantrips.
No, I'm talking to Sephi there.
To me, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any spells. do.
Paladins first level don't have any.
Oh, did they not? Oh, okay.
I was gonna say.
I just swore they had
They
some.
start-
My bad.
I prepare my shield.
Alright, so you're
I
taking
cast shield.
a defensive stance?
It's more my idea is that when I get to the top, I'm going to try and charge whatever it is and pin it against the wall with my shield.
That would technically be, yeah, that'd be a shove. Yeah, you could do that. But,
Got to get up there first.
Preparing your shield is an action.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Alright, so you're taking a defensive stance on the stairs.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Reister,
Yes.
'tis your go.
Well, I'm intending to do kind of the same, but I would have only the ability to go to exactly the same space.
You could also double move and move through them.
Yeah, but then I'm basically shit out of luck.
For this turn, but it might put you in a better position for future turns.
All right.
That's what I'm planning on doing.
Let's see.
Might also give the armor more targets so that it doesn't just beat the shit out of
True.
anyone on the ground next turn.
True, but everyone's a bit of a paper mache fighter. So I use my movement to end up in, well, this spot down here. Just ping it.
You
And
can't occupy the same space.
No, I'm moving past him at the time. Giving up basically my attack move, and I should be able to put myself over here.
Oh, okay, I see. So wait,
And-
you just sprinted up the stairs, yeah?
Yes, and have I given the armor an attack of opportunity?
No. You
No,
only get
I haven't
an
moved
attack of
out.
opportunity if you move
Right.
out of its attack range.
Haven't moved out of its range. Yeah, and I think I'm going to draw the longsword that I picked up down in the first hall.
Okay, so you ready your longsword.
Yeah, I have
And-
nothing else I can do.
No bonus actions. Alright then.
Yep.
Next in the turn order is the
Here's
turtle.
our turtle friend.
Let's see how far I can go here. That's 10, 15.
5 feet around.
What's the turtle speed?
Can
What is
go
a tortoise?
20,
Please be 20.
25.
Fuck
25.
you. You're the same speed as me.
Yes. And that's one. I
I
actually
am so
lowered it from.
insulted right now. It's terrifying.
I actually lowered it from standard for turtles.
Yes, they're actually just 30 feet speed normally.
But since mine is elderly, I put it to 25.
Okay, so you can get just up onto the next floor.
Please don't go here. Don't do it.
Yeah, no, I'll just barely be there.
If I can get more
That'll be
pulled.
there, right? Yeah.
Yep, that's you. So you're about there, and you can see the beat up orc, the crazy lady with the flaming sword, and your rogue in the corner. And you can also see what appears to be a suit of armor waving its arms around in a threatening gesture.
Okay, that would just picture you doing that in the Bart Simpson thing with the windmill arms.
And if you get hurt, it's your own fault.
Yeah, the Bornark is just gonna sigh and pull out her frying pan. And that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. So, back to the top of the turn order. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see. New people have appeared. Okay then. It has turned its attention to the last person who moved towards him. And it sees you. It doesn't like the look of you. And it's gonna attack.
Now,
It misses.
It's gonna suck.
And it attacks again.
Sucks
That
less.
hits. Okay then.
that's
agree.
something weird.
Okay.
Did you try to roll the damage with Specky?
Yeah. Shh.
So 3 bludgeoning damage to me.
You don't know what cluttered mess my desktop is right now. Don't judge me.
So
I have a pretty
3
good
bludgeoning
idea.
Damage to me.
It does 3 damage to our rogue, yes. And it is
Ow.
attention is currently focused on you now.
Well,
I have a question. If this, right, it's currently, does it really count as flanked?
the It's not flanked. There's no
No.
murder sandwich.
It has to be a
There's
murder
no one
sandwich.
on the other side.
You have to be
Kirsty,
directly opposite.
Okay,
If
then.
I were there, then it would be in a murder sandwich because it would be there and I would be on the other side.
Okay.
Oh,
The opposite of it.
the second question would be, since both Ez and Ovak are next to it, and it has chosen to attack somebody else, do we both get attacks of opportunity?
You
No.
don't get an attack of opportunity on another
attack of opportunity
Only if
is
it
only if-
moves out of your attack range.
Okay.
There's some
Only if it
features that
plays.
add extra triggers to it, but otherwise it's pretty limited.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking. Yeah, no problem.
None of you have an ability that triggers that. So, Matt, what the fuck is going on upstairs?
Alright, so everyone's running upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna full sprint up to the middle part of the staircase, which I can do as a full sprint, which is my standard movement actions, 50 feet. Puts me
Okay.
here, which
Alright.
I'm gonna transfer to the other side because honestly, it'll make way more sense.
Yep.
And who looks most injured?
The
back.
orc
Go back.
is bleeding.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
Thank you.
Isn't that a touch spell?
No.
No? Okay.
60-foot
Just wanted
range.
to confirm.
6-foot range, line of
Good.
sight. That's why I ran to the stairs where I could see him.
Alright then, cast it.
And as a side note, because I'm a cleric, I have Disciple of Life, meaning that whenever I cast a spell, I do an additional 3 at this point healing, so whatever I roll plus 3.
Okay, do you want to link that ability in chat there?
Sure, one sec. So in 9 you heal because of Disciple of Life, which is not in theirs. Give me a sec. There you go.
There we are. Whenever you use
So
first
it'll
level
be
spell
9
higher.
healing you get.
Alright, there you go.
That's what it says
Awesome.
in the SRD at least.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's my job.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like they can finally
And
hit.
then I am going to knock one spell slot down. I have 1 remaining of the 2 I can cast today, and I am done.
Ovak, you can't move right now.
Alright,
Well, Matt's done,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's my turn
That's
next.
Ovak's turn.
So,
it is your turn.
gonna move here to get that sweet, sweet flanking bonus.
Oh, beautiful.
Murder sandwich.
Roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do-do-do.
Show me nat 20, please. Close enough.
23. That definitely hits.
It's a shame that it wasn't a
9
crit. 'cause
damage.
I roll more dice than this guy does when I crit.
As you roll some crazy dice when you crit.
Oh God, did he just skip through me?
Skip
And
through Ez and
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
yeah.
he went through Ez and
Oh,
Sorry,
okay. Why did it do that? Alright, well, I'll just, like, zip back down there. I must have hit a key prompt there. I take it you're done, Ovric.
Yes, that
Alright
is as much as she can do.
Ez, you're up. Oh, that's why I lent my notepad on the spacebar, sorry. Okay, Ez,
It happens.
your sword's
it
on
happens.
fire. What are you gonna do?
My sword's on fire, and I'm going to try and put it out on this suit of armor.
Roll it.
And that is going to be...
15 to hit, it misses.
Oh, son of a bee. Okay.
So you go to swing at it while it's distracted, but because it's still reeling from the orc's heavy attack, you miss.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to use my movement. Hopefully, I can give enough room for other people to, get up on the stairs. And not leaving its combat range, I'm going to sidle up next to the half-orc.
Alright. So you don't take attack of opportunity. And are you done?
I am done.
Alan,
And annoyed.
you're up.
Okay, I'm just gonna plot out me a thing.
Now then, because your party is on a set of stairs, I'm going to have to need you to roll a dexterity to get past to them.
Okay, dexterity.
A save or a regular dexterity?
Oh, sorry,
a regular
regular
dexterity
dexterity.
check there, sorry.
Sorry about that.
That's alright.
Yeah, you can
Don't
just
mind
put
where I
down
need to-
the stat name.
I think when you click
On the left.
like word dexterity, it's like 12, 1.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, or -1 and 9 with me.
Yeah.
So on the far
yes.
left.
The big
Yes.
shields.
Yeah, it's not really doing anything. Clicking on dexterity.
Oh,
The word
the word?
dexterity?
the word dexterity or numbers? Because you need to...
Oh, hang on, yeah, word.
You
Sorry.
need to click the
There you go.
word.
There you are.
Oh, still 10.
There you go. All right then. You managed to shuffle past. You managed to shuffle past Matt with no bother, but you have a little trouble with Zorbrak's shell. But you zip on past, and you manage to get to the top of the stairs.
Right, and now I charge at the armor, shield raised, to try and pin it against the wall.
All right. Roll me a strength because this is technically a grapple. All right. And does he have any save changes? He does not. Oh, okay then. Yeah, you run up to it and you slam your shield against its chest and you force it back against the wall. The armor is now pinned. It rolled a 2.
Well,
Okay, that is your turn.
Yep.
Ranger, this thing is now pinned against a wall. You have advantage
good thing
to
I'm not
attacks.
a ranger but a rogue.
Rogue, sorry. I don't know
Close
why I
enough.
said ranger.
Roger.
Slight difference.
Not to a
I
ranger,
take
Elliot.
the longsword that I picked up in the front room and swing it with both hands.
You better roll real fucking good or else you're gonna decapitate your friend. 19, that hits.
Oh no.
You manage to angle it so that you manage to avoid your friend. And you do
Well,
9 damage.
I swung from the wall, so the helmet was definitely in the way.
I can't math. There we go. Okay. And is that your turn?
I see nothing I could do because I can't really sneak up to it, so it's not that sneaky anymore.
Alright. So, next
So,
up,
no.
little old turtle. Your go.
Okay, well, I obviously move up here. And I believe I'm going to cast Goodberry.
On whom?
Wait, what?
You do
Thing,
realize
you can see-
that's like a food thing, right?
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
cast
it's
it
also
very
healing.
much.
You
Oh,
can
does
heal, I
it?
think, 1d6.
No.
Restores
it makes
1
10,
health point.
Yeah,
Yep.
10 berries
So
that
I-
restore 1 health apiece.
So yeah, what I'm doing is I'm passing 1 berry to each of the injured that I can reach.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Or one of them.
It does take an action to consume a berry, so it's not
Yeah.
particularly good in
combat.
combat healing, but it is
You kind
a very.
of got me for healing. Don't you worry.
Well,
I mean, it's
That
good
means I can do more
to.
damage this turn, so I don't mind.
if everybody's okay with the red coin.
Okay, well, seeing as you doesn't seem to think, I will let you do it this once, but next time if you click a spell, it is going to be up.
All right.
So,
Guess I'm just going to use my frying pan to attack the monstrosity here.
roll it.
Oh no.
We appear to have a robot in the chat.
You-
You miss.
Beat boo.
Oh no.
Basically, because of its flailing arms and because the paladin is leaning in too far, you cannot get a clear shot without risking hitting the paladin. Creature, you may need to leave and re-enter the call.
Please ignore that. I just pressed the bar by accident.
Alright. Alright then. So, I think that's creature's turn.
It is.
Okay.
We are the cog. Remember, I can return now. Sound properly.
Alright. It's gonna try and break its grapple. Alright. Do you want to do a strength save there for me?
Yep, I'll do a
Sefik?
strength save.
I mean, otherwise you might fall.
Ooh! It pushes
Shit, yeah.
you off. It pushes you off, and then it's gonna take a swipe at you. And it misses you. Alright. The armor is now free. Matt, your go.
I was still getting ready. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead because there's nothing else I can really do.
And what does Toll the Dead do?
Toll the Dead is a brilliant spell, and it's one of the few reasons why I like playing Cleric suddenly. As an action, can I see the armor?
I would say from your angle, you can see it between the leg. You can see the legs of it between the paladin's legs.
It doesn't matter where I can see it as long as I can see it, so it should be okay to do that, I believe.
What does it have to beat?
It has to be a Wisdom save DC 13.
And it fails.
Cool. I roll a D12.
Roll your damage.
Take a damage. Take damage.
Ow. Isa.
To be fair, I healed a fuckload earlier, so I'm not going to argue.
A rivet falls off its foot.
This is my punishment. I'm literally writing up Toll the Dead right now as how to make it work. Oh god, please.
A small rivet just kind of falls off its butt and like rolls down the stairs towards you.
I was thinking more of a little patch of rust is appearing.
I was like getting a bit rusty, like an armpit.
Are you making any movements or bonus actions?
Nah, I'm good.
Alright.
There's nothing else for me to do, really.
My orky friend, it is your go.
Alright. Let's roll this. Alright. I hope a 20 hits their AC.
Do you get that? Yes.
6 damage.
6 damage. Alright.
Cool. Since I'm a level 1 fighter, I'm done. Quick turns.
The armor starts to creak. Its movements become jagged and rough. It appears to be catching on itself.
Cool.
Okay. Next up, are you making any movements or bonus actions?
Pretty much the only movement I could take is diving headlong over the edge of the stairs. And
well, there is a door behind you.
I suppose,
And there's
but
also
there
a
could be
door
all
to your
sorts of
left.
nasty things in there, so opening it doesn't seem like a great idea right now.
Possible.
So I'm
Can
gonna
I make
not do
sure
that.
I've set this spell up right? Can I quickly tap it and...
If you want, yep. There you
Nice. Okay, it works now. Nice.
Alright, so, Ez, this thing looks hurt.
Good. Ez likes that, and Ez is just going to hiss and, swing her sword at it again.
Roll it.
It's going to be a...
12, you miss. Because of its janky and halting movements, it's just hovering around and you just can't get the hit.
She's going to just yell in. The weird thing is the language sounds really nice, but you get the feeling that it's probably not something very nice that she's saying.
Do me a favour and whisper that to me, would you please? The language you're speaking.
I shall do that.
Apparently French.
If you whisper that to me,
How do I do?
/
W.
W space and then
DM on the Discord.
if you type J, it should pop up at Jurnis.
I see. Oh wait, yeah.
Is it a language that anyone actually knows?
I am going to see that now.
I think everyone's is in Discord at the minute.
Okay then.
If you want,
Do
I
you
can
want
send you a
to
WhatsApp.
whisper to Sephi Senpai what you said?
Yeah. It's nothing specific. It's just the most vulgar insult you've ever heard in that language.
Right.
Alright,
Okay.
just give me a quick second here.
Graphic.
Oh, okay. It's one of those languages.
Easy secret.
I have a feeling that it's not necessarily the language I'm thinking of.
Right.
Alright then. So, that's your turn. My paladin,
Right.
you understood her swearing.
But right now I'm more concentrating on the suit of armor in front of me.
Want to pin it down again?
I was actually going to say, I'm going to draw my light hammer and take a swing at its knees.
Oh, you're trying to fix it now.
Now try to knock it off its feet.
You miss. Again, it's jerking around like a broken animatronic, and you just can't quite land the hit.
Ah.
Any bonus actions?
I don't think there's anything I can do apart from keep my shield up.
Alright. My darling rogue, it is your go.
Well, there's not much I can do right now but to go stabby at it again. Since I already have the long sword out, I'm going to try it one-handed. Basically trying to make certain that I don't hit any of my friends.
Roll it. You hit.
I missed.
You made it. You beat it.
Okay. Well, I'm
7 damage.
I remember. I'm in advantage because murder sandwich.
Yep. Okay. You smack it hard, and you feel the breastplate buckle as the armor starts to crack. You slash some leather lashings, and its left arm falls off, but it's still standing.
Wouldn't you be able
But
to
now
roll?
he's armless.
Wouldn't you be able to roll sneak attack damage?
I would, but would it make sense right now?
You could. You do
Yeah.
extra damage,
Yeah.
Okay.
and it wasn't paying attention to you,
That's your
and
job.
you do have advantage.
All right.
Order of points. Not to be that guy. I think you need to use an action to be active. You need to be actively hiding from the creature.
No, you don't.
No, it just has to have its
I put-
attention focused on an ally that is within 5 feet.
Yeah, you just have to have friends nearby. But
As long
you-
as it's not
you-
looking at you directly or in your direction, you can get sneak attack damage.
Unfortunately-
It's a finesse weapon.
Unfortunately,
just put it
longsword
in
is not a
chat.
finesse weapon. So
You need a finesse
can't.
weapon. Alright,
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
that was worth a try. Alright, next up is our little turtle.
The Bornak is gonna put her frying pan away because that didn't work very well. She's gonna say, let's see if this is gonna work. She's gonna use a quarterstaff to jab into the hole where the arm fell off and try to pry the halves of the armor apart.
Roll it.
What would that be? Strength?
That would be a regular
That
attack.
would be your attack.
Okay.
And you don't get an advantage because... You know what, actually, yeah, I'll give you advantage because it's surrounded. But even then, I'm afraid you don't hit.
Plus, as I said, it's armless now. At least one.
Okay.
So I just have to worry about getting knocked out by one hand.
Well, it can do only half the damage now.
Alright. So, it has rounded on our poor little rogue because it hurt him. And it's gonna attack
Hello.
with
Ow.
a 20.
Ow.
And that
That
does
hurts.
6 bludgeoning damage.
Ow. I'm down to 1.
It's then...
Ooh, how hurt do you look?
Basically, my ribcage is cracks rather loudly.
Alright.
I have this pained expression. I'm fine. I'm
The
not fine.
armor looms closer to you, and you see it wind up for a second attack, and you see it swing. But as it says swung, it swings with its empty arm socket as you realize it doesn't realize it's missing its arm.
Okay, very lucky.
So it tried to give you a left hook, but there's no arm to do it. Next
Well-
up, Matt.
Ow.
So I see this. I was going to do some damage, but combat medic time. Screw it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Give me an attack opportunity, I don't care.
Alright, it's gonna attack you.
Gotta be a crit, please.
With the left hand.
Ooh,
17?
17. Does a 17 hit? 17 does hit.
Okay then.
Tell me a damage number that's preferably on the low end. 8, that's fine.
Got you 8. So it just smacked you in the back of the head as you ran past.
No, that's fine.
It looked like it was aiming for the turtle.
That's alright. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on the rogue.
Alright,
So it's the roll +3, I believe.
that's it. With your bonus.
Cast at first level. It's 8. There you go. Yeah, plus. There's a 1d8 +3. There you go.
Yeah, I'm back to full health. Because I don't have... It doesn't give me any temporary hit points, does it?
Oh no,
It does
not
not.
that good.
Next up,
Okay.
my orky
Well,
fellow.
that feels much, much better now.
Okay.
Just remember that, because I'm literally dying right now.
We asked the turtle for a good berry.
I'm going to eat so
It
much
would be possible.
24. So
a real
close.
That hits.
So close to a crit.
Oh, so
Alright.
very close.
You
Well,
Oh my god, nice.
you realize your opportunity as the armor is no longer looking at you. You raise up your axe and you bring it down. As you bring it down on the back of its head, the helmet caves inward and slams down into the breastplate. As you bring your great axe down, you start to cleave the breastplate in part, all the way down until the navel. Your axe appears to be stuck, but the armor, the arcane glow from the chest piece fades, and it crumples to the floor in pieces.
Victory!
Right, so I want to take a bit of a lay down for a minute. Because I am
Someone considers
so
themselves a
much
bard, apparently. Well, I'm
Would that be-
thankful for your... thankful for your help.
Would I be able to use Lay on Hands
Mhm.
to heal the orc? Okay.
Bruh.
Actually, Matt, how many hit points do you have?
4 out of 12.
Yeah, I think Ovak is going to see the paladin
I would
come towards
think I'd
her.
rather find a way of having a bit of a lay down for a few minutes, because, yeah.
I think now would.
If we want to stop for
Shove all the good berries
Like it.
in their mouth.
Yeah, give me all the good berries, we're fine.
Oh, fair enough.
Yep, I'm gonna eat
Do,
casting bird now instead. I got 10 berries. Who needs some?
Can I have 8, please?
Think I should be okay.
8,
Our
please.
orc friend looks a little
Really?
bit hurt.
Only a little bit.
I
So,
just
Would 2 berries help you a lot?
It would.
I'm down for
How about
sharing
it?
berries.
how about I just split them evenly between you?
No. I mean, you can do that, and then I'm going to give Matt 3 of mine.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm so glad you've got this.
All right, that's not bad.
Thank you.
Okay, dearies, eat up. These will be good for you, and they have a slightly pleasant tang to them.
Alright, just throwing it out there quickly, I'm out of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
No, yes. I know. I did all my healing in one fight.
Oh no.
Run in.
I unfortunately have no idea of healing. How to heal anyone.
So...
Oh,
I got-
just for a long rest.
That's
Yeah.
all I've got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yoda, you can heal for 5 hit points, which is quite nice.
Well, you do still have your hit die where you have a short rest. Anyway,
Yeah.
That is
So
what I
then-
was implying, because I'm 1d8 hit die and I was down 8, so I was like, I get really lucky here and get a 1.
so you took your time. You take kind of small breather. You glance around the hall. There is a door behind the orc. There's a door to the left of the orc. There is a door here, and there is a double set of doors here.
I'm going to take a moment to listen while everybody is getting themselves together and I'm chewing on berries to see if I can hear any motion or other signs of life inside any of these doors.
Roll perception.
Just take a...
I think if you hear anything in the doors, you hear the woodworms.
This is probably going to do the same as well, if that's okay.
You hear nothing but the pounding of your heart in your ears. You're still a little pumped up from the fight.
I try to listen for some... I try to do basically the same, listening for sounds that are not the house settling itself. I probably hear...
You hear nothing but the heavy breathing of your tired companions.
If I may, same for Ez as well.
Ooh.
Of course.
You look around.
Showing all of us up.
You hold up your hand, telling your companions to be quiet a moment. They surprisingly take heed of you. And you hear nothing but silence.
It's nothing. She's going to keep, one hand is on her kapesh, the sword. She's going to keep that F on fire at the moment, using it as a torch.
Alright.
I'm assuming at this point there is no light up here at all. There's no windows or anything, so it is pitch.
I still have my lantern lit.
Well, Reister put the lantern on his belt, I think, just at the start of the fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's gonna keep it up regardless.
I'm just wondering, would I be able to whisper to... I can't quite see her name.
To Ez.
Yeah, to Ez. Can I whisper something to her in Celestial?
You can. You type
you can if you speak the same language.
D.
Yeah, I speak Celestial.
And if you both speak Celestial in this case. I mean,
yeah, one's a paladin, one's bloodhound, so they're both going to speak Celestial.
I mean,
it's more so I let her know that I can understand what she's saying.
Well, if you don't want to keep it secret from the rest of the party, that's fine. If you want to keep it secret from the rest of the party, whisper it. Otherwise, you can just say it aloud and just say, "I'm speaking in Celestial."
Okay, so it's slash. How do I do it? It's K into it. How do
I think it's /W and
W
then the
space,
name.
and then the name, which in this
W.
case would be just type D, and Dennis will show up.
Oh yes.
while you whisper, well, the player takes a little bit of a break.
Okay. So, what do you do next?
I think that...
So... You first.
Well, via process of deduction, I think that if we're looking for a small child, the door directly to the south of you, Matt, is the most likely place to check.
That is where I was thinking. Shall we?
Alright.
It's going to be my next move.
Open up this door.
Yep.
Okay, you open up the door, and the small room contains a wooden tub with clawed feet. There's a small iron stove with a kettle resting atop it in the corner, and a barrel under a spigot on the eastern wall. There also appears to be a chamber pot.
So it's a bathroom.
Yes.
When you're done in there, I mean, I'm old, my bladder isn't what it used to be.
If you want it, go for it.
I am so curious as to what is going on now between these two.
Are you two chattering away in Celestial?
Not quite.
Oh, hello.
I mean, are you continuing to have a conversation of any sort in Celestial?
I wouldn't say so.
I'm listening, because I speak a lot of languages. So let's,
What the heck is going on here?
I think Ovak is going to glance over at them and say, you know, it's usually considered somewhat rude to converse in front of other people in a language that they don't share. But this is like an offhand thing. She doesn't seem to expect a response because she's doing it as she opens the door to the north of her.
Oh, they're speaking their fancy speak.
To your ears, it sounds like they're almost singing to each other.
As I said, fancy speak.
Don't you want my body and your
Ez is just going to chuckle, shake her head to herself, and she's probably going to, walk up this way, seeing what everyone else is doing.
As you enter this room, if I use the reveal tool correctly, excuse me, the double doors you opened to this room, they had dusty panes of stained glass under them, but they were too frosted to see what was just inside. There's a dusty cobweb-filled room. It has burgundy drapes covering the windows, and furnishings include a 4-poster bed that has embroidered curtains and tattered gossamer veils, a matching pair of empty wardrobes, and a vanity with a wood-framed mirror and jewellery box. There's a padded chair sitting in front of it. A rotting tiger-skin rug lies on the floor in front of the fireplace, and there's a dust-covered portrait of a stern-looking woman and man hanging above it. There's a web-filled parlour in the northeast corner. It contains a table and 2 chairs. Resting on the dusty tablecloth is an empty porcelain jug.
Well, this master bedroom looks like the cleaning maid hasn't seen it in years.
The door facing the foot of the bed has a full-length mirror mounted on it.
Well,
Sorry.
I give it a good look, the door, and try to find out if it is trapped in any way, though I doubt it.
Roll me a will save.
A will save.
Ooh.
That's...
-7.
I might be having a moment of stupidity here.
Wisdom save.
Alright, a wisdom save.
I'll translate that one.
Alright. You have a look at the mirror and the door it's resting on. You turn your attention to the handle and the edges to search for traps. But something catches your eye. You glance quickly back up the mirror, and you realise the flash of movement was just your orcish friend in the background.
Why do I have the wish to smash this mirror all of a sudden?
Meanwhile, Zabornik is going to turn to Ez and go, "Hey, Morticia, they found your office!"
I step away from the closet. Something isn't right.
It's okay, that's how you feel.
Well, I'm gonna go open that closet.
Hey.
Well,
Can I,
Ez
just
will
as
actually
a
step
side
into the
note,
room, but...
you opened the closet.
from Dwarven style planning, and look at the way this building's laid out.
We'll finish off
Has
with this
this
first
pillar-
off. As you opened up the cabinet there, you realise it's practically empty, but there is full of dust. Roll me a Constitution save.
I'm good at those.
That one.
I'm apparently not
Alright.
the wisest, so...
As you open the door, you see a cloud of dust has been lifted and just is propelled out to you with the influx of air. You spot it in time, you hold your breath, and you stand back, so you don't breathe in the copious amounts of dust. Now then, Matt, you wanted to say something?
Don't worry, it's fine.
Okay. Who wants to take the next action?
Where's this mirror again?
The mirror is in front of Uvak right now.
Back. Oh, okay. Ez is probably, as she's walking around the room, she's gonna, take a look at the mirror and, probably behind Ovak, she's gonna be twirling around with her new cloak, seeing how she looks.
You again got a new cloak?
Remember, I stole it downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know that.
When you wear
no, they
the
don't,
same
but she's
cloak all
like,
the
no.
time?
Maybe as
Don't
far
know
as
about
they're
same thing the
aware,
entire time.
she just likes the way she looks. Who knows?
Petty theft is an interesting thing to add to a rescue mission.
I was just wondering.
So slightly.
As
Someone called
the-
it...
No, you're not the
Some call it theft, some redistribution of wealth.
That's true. I was just wondering, would I be able to examine the remains of the armour?
Sure. Roll me an investigation. Actually, roll me an Arcana.
Right, Arcana. This is going to go well.
Oh boy.
All right. As you pick through the remains of the armor, you see that inside the breastplate there was probably some sort of runes, but they've been completely decimated with the orc's final blow, and you don't know what they are.
Can Zabornik have a look as well? She may know something as a druid.
Sure.
Okay, he's gonna...
You can't see
You
shit.
put your left foot in, you put your right foot out.
You
Is
can't
this-
make much more sense of it.
Does this represent something we can see, or is that a secret opening that we shouldn't be able to see?
That is something you can see.
Okay. Just like a cubby hole or something?
Do you want to go have a look at it?
Sure.
Could be
All right.
servant's passage.
It is a tiny 2-foot door, and you push it open and you realize there is a wide stone shaft behind it. There's a little button right next to it.
A button.
Looks like a dumbbell waiter.
Yeah.
I push the button.
Faintly from somewhere down the shaft, you hear a little jingle, 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 jingle.
Okay. That's...
There's
satisfies my curiosity.
There's a rope going down the center of the shaft. 2 ropes, in fact. You reckon you could probably pull on these?
Probably. But I'm going to assume that nobody put a baby on the dumbwaiter, which may be a foolish assumption. But, it's the one I'm going to make.
Nobody puts baby on a dumbwaiter.
If nobody else has anything to do before I do that, I'm going to just open this southern door now.
Okay, before he does open that door, does anybody else want to do anything else in the bedroom?
Whoa. Ez is just going to make
go
a
and give
general
the door an
investigation check.
investigation, rather.
One at a time, please, Ez.
Okay. Ez is just going to make a general investigation check of the room to see if there's any kind of that just sticks out as unusual.
As you look around the room, you don't really notice anything unusual apart from the empty wardrobes. However, there is a rather nice-looking box on the vanity that catches your attention.
Oh, okay. She's going to go right over to that then.
Okay. It is a box appears to be made out of solid silver and with gold filigree.
Is flat out just going? Is it open?
It has a tiny catch on it that you could easily open.
He is stupid. He's going to open it.
Alright. Inside, you see 3 gold rings, a thin platinum necklace with a topaz pendant.
Excellent. Okay, she is going to close the box and she's going to sequester the box on her person somewhere.
Okay, I want you to roll a sleight of hand. Matt, I want you to roll me a perception.
What?
I do not believe that for a goddamn second, Tony. Tony just popped in the chat to say, just for the moment, you have more viewers than Markiplier? Bullshit!
Bloody hell.
I have
Muting
4 people in my audience.
It's possible he just went live and Twitch is showing him as 0.
Probably.
Get the
Okay,
picture away.
anyway. Matt, you don't see anything. As you manage to angle your body just so with a flourish of your cloak that the box disappears and under your arm.
This isn't Ez's first rodeo.
Okay then. So, moving on. This door has now been opened.
Mm-hmm.
This is bad.
Okay. This room. Na. Dust and cobwebs shroud an elegantly appointed bedroom. There appears to be another door over here. And there is a set of double doors with stained glass windows. Even from your angle, you can see that they overlook a small balcony.
The presence of so many cobwebs and so much dust makes me doubt the truth of this urgent matter.
The bedroom has a large bed with 2 end tables and an entry wardrobe. Mounted on the wall next to the wardrobe is a full-length mirror with an ornate wooden frame carved to look like ivory and berries.
I shout, Ez? Want to check yourself out in this mirror that's over here? I don't trust the mirrors in this house.
Is it? I don't know if she. Can I? From the tone of his voice, does Ez think that there's going to be any kind of danger?
You can roll an insight.
But Rasta is. So Rasta is pretty much saying, "Look, I don't trust this hellish thing."
Okay.
The mirror over there gave me a spook. I'm not going near that thing.
Insight.
I'll go in.
Alright. Do you want to roll a deception or anything against that, or are you completely openly honest that you have no clue about this?
I have no clue about this, and I don't trust it.
Alright.
Okay. In that case, Ez is probably gonna. She's kind of working her way up, so she's kind of. This way, she's on top of the statue at this point, so she's probably just behind the lead person. So she's curious, but she's not going first.
Tony literally did just send me a screenshot of his feed showing that I do indeed have more views than Markiplier.
Holy shit!
We're
Now that is
successful.
something you need to take back.
Oh dear, I'll have to add that in the video. He has like
Beautiful.
0 views because he probably just went live.
Yeah.
Okay, so is anybody moving into the room or what's happening?
I am.
I was just I was going to go in.
So am I. But I'm staying far away from
Yeah,
the...
dude. Go in first, dude. Don't declare going first. Sure.
Alright. So then, let me just double check.
Who's under me right now?
You're
I tell. Okay, cool.
Okay, first things first. Sir Alan,
Yep.
what is your AC?
My AC.
Yep.
Accuracy. Oh,
No,
accuracy.
your armor class.
Armor class.
Oh, I'm class as 18.
Okay. As you're standing there looking around the room, you feel something hit you. And it hits you hard.
Okay.
And it does 12 points of damage.
Oh.
I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Ooh, you save. Good. As you watch, the feeling of coldness overwhelm you. A horrendous looking spectre appears on the bed. This horrific creature looks at you and she appears to be a terrified, skeletonly thin young woman. She reaches her bony arms out to you and just makes an unearthly noise. Roll
That
initiative.
means leaving. I'm dead.
Funny. An orcish means something completely different.
Huh. Is that roll
So
initiative?
did the rest of us see that?
I did.
Yes! You
Be sure
all
we
heard
heard
that
it.
scream.
Nice to meet you. I think I should be going home.
So, creature, you're playing with Turtle, right?
Yep.
How are you sharing my tile?
Oh,
There
but
was an issue there.
Yeah,
Should
I
I
could have
roll
mentioned it, and then we went over it, and I was like, oh,
I just
alright.
didn't see it now. I can't.
I think you're allowed to be at the same
I think I'm
time.
in the right place.
Okay, should I roll initiative as well, or
Everybody roll initiative.
Everyone should.
Oh god, I always have to
Click yourself. Click the word initiative. It's easy.
Oof. Oh, that
22, 17, 17, 12, 9, 7, 2.
Did I not set up your health bar? I'm sorry. Let me fix that. There we are.
Time for a gentle reminder, I have no healing, so
Wait. You took 12 damage. You're unconscious.
yeah, I was just gonna say, what? Wait. What? Is he?
yep?
If
Damn.
mm,
Do you need 12 hit points?
Oh,
Yep.
thank you, Tony.
Huh, nice.
Okay then.
I was thinking you're 1d10 plus, I'm guessing something, but shit.
I sure hope this isn't one of those ghostly spectral undead that do something special when they do that to you.
No comment.
Don't worry, the cleric's the front, like he should be. And that means I can do things this time.
Okay. So
Enforcing
then,
things.
as you heard an unearthly gasp from the next room, you heard your paladin go, ah! And you heard a thud. What do you do?
Yeah. Well, he wasn't rude, so let's go say 5. She's basically going to charge past everyone else in the corridor. 5, 10, 20. She's going to thing on the bed. Probably going to try and come up to melee range. 5, 10, 15, 20. You're going to try and flank it so she's round here, and she's going to take a swing with her sword. Now, previously, you had us roll a dexterity to get past everybody.
That was because they were on a narrow stairs. In this hallway,
Okay.
you're fine.
Okay, in that case, yeah. Ez is
It's
just going to be like,
uneven
"Excuse me,"
terrain.
and she's just going to take a swing with her burning scimitar.
Question: when you're, is your scimitar considered a magic weapon at this point, or is it just the fire damage on top?
Well, here is the thing. I mean, mechanically, it's a scimitar. Visually, it's a kavesh. But yeah,
Is it a magical weapon or not, though?
it counts as well. Here's the thing with Crimson Right. Let's link that in the chat again. You imbue one weapon with a known right. You reduce my current hit.
It does not count as a magic weapon. However, it does add elemental damage on top of it. Okay then, roll your attack.
So I am going to swing at the bitch. That's a 9.
Okay, and is that your fire damage on top of that?
No, I'm gonna add an extra D4. So let me open the dice thing. That's just 1d4 damage.
Oh, okay. Matt has actually just popped in to say that it does. Hang on, I haven't quick check
It doesn't.
this. It doesn't. Oh, okay then. That's good confirmation.
Yeah, I've got a tweet from Matt Murphy saying it doesn't. It does the right damage if it hits like a ghost
Okay.
or an incorporeal creature.
So you
But the
do
sword
a grand
damage-
total of 6 damage.
Nice. Ez, yeah, basically, Ez just looks like she's having a way of the time where she's finally hitting something and she sees that it's on fire. Yeah.
Alright, are you doing any bonus actions?
Bonus actions, no. In order, anything that I can do to help the passed out paladin would be an action, and I've used my action to attack her. So that's that.
Alright. Tweedle, you're up.
Alright, as the very first thing, I'm going to use Shilolak to
Lily.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. Shillelagh. The best thing
I-
about German word.
I don't know whether or not I should be insulted for my culture.
I think it's a Gaelic word.
Creature doesn't speak
is.
English or Irish as a first language. So what?
A shillelagh is an
Shillelagh,
Irish fighting stick.
And now have a magic stick.
I will tell you that for English speakers who hadn't heard it said before, reading it phonetically is very hard. So,
Fuck, you should see half the road signs around here.
yeah.
All right, and of course.
Remind me to link you some of the area, some of the place names around me, and I'll laugh my head off as you try and pronounce them.
Please do. Oh my god, I love that.
Okay, anyway, so you now have a magical weapon. What are you gonna do with your glowy magic stick?
First, she's going to amble into the room, slow as she is. I'm gonna stand here and try to give that stupid ghost a good whack with that good old stick.
Roll it. Ooh, that definitely hits. Just a heads up too, whenever you do roll the two things here, if it is not advantage or disadvantage, the first number is canon. So, 21 does hit. Roll your damage. You just click on the word quarterstaff there. There you go.
Yeah, I got it.
And you managed to do 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm not afraid of no ghosts.
I will say as well, when you're rolling on your character sheet, you've got 3 things at the bottom. It says advantage, normal, and disadvantage. So, I mean, I've selected normal, but so it's like whenever you have advantage, you can just click that if you want.
Right.
I would prefer you just roll with the 2 numbers. That way we don't have to do extra faffing. But anyway.
Oh, okay.
That's up to you what you want to do. But anyway.
Where is that? That's really what I'm looking for.
Are you doing anything else, Tortle?
I've been so long looking for the
I
option.
don't think I have any cantrips left, so no, that should be it for now.
Alright. Okay then. It is now the
Ghosty
horrendous creature's turn. It is going to turn to the person who done more damage to it. And it is going to swipe at you, Ez.
Oh, goody.
And it misses.
Celestial, I question its parentage.
It tilts its head at you.
Cutting words.
Okay, next up.
Can you speak a language I understand?
Move for okay. Screw it. Click your fingers. Sacred Flame. Make me a DC 13 Dex save. Will take 2 points of radiant damage.
Ooh,
Wow.
Kinky.
it makes it.
We basically redirects it.
It just
And now-
ducks, really.
Just
Yeah.
So, does it take half damage or does it take no damage with a
takes
dodge?
nothing.
Nothing. You miss.
Oh, damn. Ghost
Gains
duck!
no benefit from cover.
However, the cobwebs on this bedside table now are slightly aflame. They're smouldering. Are you doing anything else?
Burning down the house. We could have burned a baby
I'm
alive,
done,
guys.
I'm done.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
is I've made it. Yeah, I've got no bonus action too. Yep, I'm good.
Okay then. The
Never
rogue.
roll advantage.
As I'm not noticed by it, I put myself over, well, to the side, basically behind it.
Mhm.
And I use my rapier, which I have proficiency in, which means it's a finesse weapon, isn't it?
That means if you hit it, you can add your sneak attack damage. That is correct.
So I hit it with my rapier. And I probably miss.
You very much miss.
Yeah,
Technically, wouldn't you get advantage because you're flanking with?
He would,
mean,
but his advantage
yes,
is still
still.
5.
Oh yeah, shoot, yeah.
His normal is 5, his advantage is 3.
Because I rolled a 1 on that. Yeah.
That was your 2 rules.
I
Okay. Are you
failed.
doing anything else?
I ready myself just in case it decides to turn around and slime me.
Okay. Sir Alan is down. Sir Alan,
I've got no healing.
I'm gonna need you to roll me a d20.
Okay, D20.
Yeah, a death save, basically.
Yep.
Ah, good.
Oh,
You
nice.
pass. You have 1 success.
Ah, that's good.
Orky, you're up.
Okay. Now, my understanding of the flanking rules is that if anybody flanks the creature, then it just grants advantage to any attacker.
Only if
yeah.
your companion is directly opposite you. So you have no one directly opposite you right now.
Okay.
Unless you were kind of going here. Then you would
I-
have someone in the murder sandwich.
I don't think, especially with it being sort of halfway between two tiles, that I can really stand anywhere.
A little bit hard.
I would say from there you could make a swing for it.
I mean, I could stand on Matt.
You
Yeah,
technically
it's
could straddle Matt
Yeah,
because he is
Okay.
prone on the floor.
I ain't complaining.
Alright.
Well, not Matt.
Well-
What do you call him?
Yeah.
I've forgotten your real
Somebody
name. I'm
complaining?
sorry.
Alive.
Matt, what's your character's name again?
Sir Alan.
Sir Alan?
Well, yeah, me.
Siegbald.
Eddie?
Oh, sorry, not Matt. Yeah, my bad. Okay, well, let's great axe this shit.
Ooh, just miss.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. Next up, Ez. This thing took a
Okay.
fucking swipe at you.
I know that bitch. What I will do is noticing that the turtle is next to the passed out paladin. As a free action, I'm gonna, as I'm about to swing, I yell at her, go, and I'm gonna take another swing at the.
Did you actually yell something? Because I didn't hear it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, no. Ez basically yelled at Zabornak to give Sir Elaine a berry.
Okay. I think she
Okay.
gave out all her berries, but...
Yep.
Well, Ez doesn't know that.
Ah, okay then. Are you going to attack
and,
that?
yeah. I'm gonna take a swing.
That is a nat 20!
Right.
So, we'll double your dice, which is 5 and 10 plus 2. Now, roll your fire damage, because so far that is 6 damage you've done. 6, that's...
It's gonna be an
An
additional
additional 3.
3 fire. Now,
Okay.
is the on a crit? Is the additional fire damage doubled, or is that just taking the piss?
No, that's taking the piss. It's just your initial dice damage roll.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay. So you really hurt this. It reels. Even though it seems to have shook off normal weapon attacks, this one really hurt it. It's reeling in the bed, and it just looks at you. You're like, it's like, how dare? Like, how dare you? Why? Why would you do this?
It is just going to give a full-on Papa Lazaro cackle.
Okay. Turtle. There's an unconscious man at your feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna be all over magic, but I think I probably should use healing word there. That's not the word.
I was gonna say there, I didn't realize you had healing rave.
Okay, and I'm going to use healing word, and the word is... Okay, that's level 1.
The fuck happened to you?
Word is... Get up, you lazy bird!
Just kind of
Oh,
pokes you in the head with her shillelagh. Sir
Mommy, I
Alan,
want, s-
you come
Mommy,
back
I
to
want some
consciousness.
meat. Okay.
Alright, so you're conscious again. Healing word, is that a bonus action or is that your action?
That's a normal spell.
That's your action.
So-
Okay then.
Yeah.
It's
Healing
the
word is a
creature's
bonus
turn.
action.
I think healing word is a
Because-
bonus action, yeah. So you can
Yeah,
still
so
do
you
an
still
action.
have it.
Okay, then if I could still do an action, I'm going to attack again.
Do it.
Like quarter stiff.
which still is shillelagh, isn't it?
Yep.
I would say technically you have advantage because of Ezra's placement, so you get the 20. You hit it.
Alright, so I'm gonna shout. Gotta flatten out the sheets here. And that does
6 bludgeoning damage. Alright. You bring up your glowing shillelagh, you say your quip, and you bring it down hard. Like your previous weapon strikes, it seems to almost pass through the spectre, but this time, the spectre erupts into dust and disappears.
Yep. All in a day's work. I'll leave it up to the expert, yeah.
Shillelagh will also counts as magical, so it did full damage.
It did, but it only had 2 health left.
Okay. Just making sure for future reference.
It died.
Yeah,
Yep.
Ez would have killed this thing almost single-handedly if it wasn't for its weapon resistances.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, I'm gonna do nothing.
Alright.
well, I put out the small fire in the cobwebs over here on the light.
You
Nothing I can do in this room.
pat out the the small smouldering cobwebs.
No one needs to set this house ablaze.
And that is how it's done, young'uns. Watch it.
If Sir Alan still needs healing, he could potentially actually lay on hands himself.
Yeah.
But
I'll
probably
Don't
better
forget
to
to
save
add your
that.
healing, by the
Yeah,
way.
save that.
Wait, is Alan conscious or on 0 what?
He is conscious.
And you got healing worded.
Cool.
Just a heads up, Salan, if you ever take or lose health, see if you click in the green circle and then do plus or minus and then the number, it'll add it on to you and subtract it for you.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Or just add it onto your CAD sheet.
Yeah, or you can add it directly to your sheet.
Fair enough.
They are linked.
By the way, just for reference, Zabarnik is gonna pretend that she did most of the work on this and hope that everybody else is gonna buy it.
Roll deception and tell me what you're gonna say.
What
What are
you
gonna
see, when you leave an expert the work to do, and you will get results. In my many years of action and service and experience, I've encountered many specters just like this, and I know just what to do. Next time, just leave it all to me, and you will be golden.
Does anybody want to try and call Granny Tortle on her bullshit?
I did with an insight check, but I rolled only a 6.
You believe
I'm
her?
gonna make a medicine check. 1 second.
Oh my gosh.
I
no.
just
Oh, no.
Who are you making a medicine check on?
He's rolling.
I'm calling bullshit because I didn't actually hear what the Tortle had said. I'm just assuming it was about medicine.
No, she's basically bragging that she dealt with ghosts a lot in her life.
I'm not going to roll insight because
You believe her? This Tortle's a motherfucking ghostbuster.
Yeah,
fuck it.
we all go. Looks like busting makes you feel good.
Indeed,
I just-
it does.
I'm just kind of sitting
my
up
God.
at this point.
Uvik is in awe at the ghost-busting abilities of this old Tortle. Surely she must have much to teach you.
But I'm going to do it as well. I'm just going to do
Like,
it as
no,
well
I-
just for the fun of it.
Ovak entirely believes the story, like
Sir
that
Elaine-
she's fought many ghosts and
Alan
so
is
forth.
like,
Alan
Bullshit.
is still on the floor, by the way. Looks up at this turtle and goes, "Yeah, sure."
I totally
What do you
believe
do,
the story, but my reaction to it is going to be yes. In the future, I will try to emulate your complex tactics of hitting it with a stick.
good thing we haven't invented vacuum cleaners yet.
What's a vacuum cleaner? Okay.
That's when your vacuum gets dirty.
Yes.
The last thing I remember was seeing this horrible, haunting vision coming towards me. It's like I was visiting my Aunt Bedelia.
Strange, it looked more like my mother to me, but then again, we might be related. We should check our family trees.
Yes, it might be an idea.
Right.
She's not an elf warlock, is she?
I
Your
don't
aunt.
believe so, no.
Dennis, no.
That seems like a matter for later, Ovak will say, and then open the door next to her.
Okay,
That
Ez
door.
is having a little look around and hoping to find something left over by the spectre, but there's nothing there. There's barely any residue left.
And if possible, I would check the door before they open it.
This one?
The door right next to our orc.
Yeah, if you want
This
to
one.
like check it over for traps or whatnot.
Check it. Basically, is it locked? Is it trapped?
Roll me an investigation.
That's what I was gonna do.
You have a look around the handle and around the seams. There doesn't appear to be a lock on the door, but it looks fine.
Well, it's your funeral. Hopefully not literally.
Are you opening the door?
Yep.
Not the first funeral in here, apparently.
You open the door. Inside, the room appears to have childish depictions on the wall. Opposite the door appears to be a crib. A small wooden mobile hangs from a stand overlooking it, as well as a small veil. It appears to be an insect net. Inside the crib, you can see a tightly wrapped small bundle.
Oh no.
Gotta. This is either going to be a dead baby or a zombie baby.
Either way, I've got no spells.
I check
Investigation.
out the room and especially the crib.
Alright. You lean over and you pick up the small bundle. It feels rather weighty. But as you pull back the blanket,
I cast Sacred Flame.
there's nothing there.
Even better.
You unveil the blanket. The blanket is too short, too small to have made such a large bundle, but there is nothing in your arms.
Booby.
Guys,
Yeah.
Oh,
again, something not right.
welcome to Barovia.
No. You don't
Pardon
say.
me, I didn't
The,
understand you. There was a
Big old.
wolf barking outside. Didn't know wolves barked.
Many hounds in Barovia.
Yeah, that's enough.
after the ghost and the enchanted armor, I thought that everything was on the up and up. But now it's very suspicious, yes.
You know what I
guys-
mean? You don't just wrap a bag. You don't have some kind of wrap of holding.
Wrap of
That's supposed to be a baby.
You guys, I hate to say it because I already wasted 2 hard candies, but are we sure those kids were still alive?
Well,
She's going to go through the. She's going to try the door. For this balcony, she's going to step outside, and she's going to lean and kill the
look
railings.
at
But
the
she's
children.
So you broke up there, you're gonna do what now?
I'm sorry. So Ez is going to try and open the balcony door here. She's going to step outside, and she's going to try and see if she can see the children here.
As you glance down, you notice that the street is almost entirely obscured with thick, roiling mist. As you glance down, your view is blocked by a small canopy around where the kids would be. You can't see from this angle.
Okay. I'm just going to yell out. Quit!
What do you say?
We're going to come down there. We're going to fucking kill you. Fucking knew it. We're going to come down there and we're going to fucking kill you.
You get no response.
Yeah, I figured as much.
As I appreciate your frustration with the situation, but
I put my head out and say, "What the heck are you shouting down there?"
I'm not so quick to threaten death on children as you seem to be.
I walk away.
I knew it. I knew it. This is bullshit.
Now that I'll agree with.
Ed is going to be, she's going to suggest basically that they pick up as much as they can and just get out.
Didn't I hear it said that it was quite dangerous to be out in the dark in Barovia? It's pretty late now, and that mist I don't like the look of.
What mist? I haven't seen any mist.
You must have missed it.
Probably because I've been inside.
Take a look out at that balcony.
I put my head. I basically go pop my head out. Oh, that mist.
Yeah,
Wait, that
mist.
looks familiar.
Mist is such crap.
It feels. What would it be? Would it be history or would it be perception? To see if the mist is very, very much like the mist surrounding our strange technicolored friend in the beginning.
I mean, we determined that mist to be, as far as we could tell, entirely mundane.
You could roll a nature check.
Nature, my one weakness. Or
Or
not.
is it?
Oh,
Apparently it's not.
Alright. You peer out at the mists, and it's fog. It's heavy fog.
Still don't trust it.
Fog just follows around, apparently.
It follows.
Well, we still have one door that we haven't checked
On this
up
level.
here.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we want to go there, or do we try to find a parent of the kiddos down that seem to be not entirely natural?
Let's take a look in here and then go downstairs.
Yeah.
While they've been doing this, I've been walking already.
Alright, well,
You're over there at the
Before
other
we-
balcony.
reveal this room. Let's see what Matt has been doing. Matt, what are you doing?
I'm going through here.
Okay, you exit out onto a tiny balcony. There is a few potted plants that appear to have been dead for quite some time. And you see a small yard below you.
Is the fog on the balcony or around it or what?
It's fog. It's all around you. You can't quite see your vision is obscured probably beyond 15 feet. It's heavily
Okay.
obscured after that point.
I
Focus around you.
I take a step back in and yell, "Guys, it's foggy!"
Wouldn't have noticed.
Thanks for the update.
And so the
So-
unease grows.
You open this door, and you see dusty shelves lining the walls. There's a few folded sheets and blankets, and there's a small crate at the bottom of the room. You can't see its contents from here.
I go towards the crate and take a peek inside.
Alright. As you peer inside, you see that it contains several bars of soap, a few of which are broken. What's your AC?
My AC 10.
no.
I'm gonna take a beating, aren't I?
10!
How did you
10.
get 10 AC? Are you not wearing any armor?
What armor are you wearing?
I wear leather armor.
What's your dex?
Dex is 9.
What?
Okay. Well, your armor class should be 11 then.
For
Yeah,
some reason,
wait.
Or is 9 a -1 on dex?
Yeah, 9's a
9
minus
is a
one.
-1.
Then 10 is correct.
Okay then. Well,
Wait.
in that case, You just got a broomstick that had been leaning against the wall has jumped up and smacked you in the face. It has done 4 points of damage to you.
Between sessions, I would be interested in sanity checking Restar's stat line.
Yeah.
That seems a little off, but not worth.
What damage did I get?
You took 4 damage.
4, okay.
Is this an initiative time?
Yep, you roll initiative.
Hey.
Oh my
Because
god.
I'm kind of still on the floor. Should I roll initiative as well, or
You need to get the fuck up.
Have you just been napping for the 5-6 minutes that this has happened?
It's called a tactical rest.
Okay,
No,
I
but
would
it's-
say, Reister, Ez, and Orvok, you see the attack, you roll initiative right away. Sir Alan, Zorbak, and Matt, you don't know what's going on yet.
Yo,
So
I'm in the fucking room, I don't care.
Ow!
Yous are still,
I'm too busy giving a weather report in the background.
you're not in the turn order just yet. So, Zorbak,
I have no
you don't know
intention
what's
of
going
being
on.
in order.
Orvik, you just saw a stick jump to life and smack your friend in the face. What do you do?
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out my glaive, step up behind Restar, and attempt to swing over their shoulder.
Alright, you're gonna
'Cause it
poke
is a
with your
reach
glaive.
weapon.
That's a 10-foot reach, so roll it.
Ow!
Nat 1. Roll me a percentile dice.
Oh, the fucking nat 20 on the others is painful.
Alright. You try to reach around Reister, and
Meme number.
what's the damage dice on your glaive?
It's a D10.
Ow.
Roll a d10.
Okay.
Poke the damage on your
Showing
glaive.
me a 1.
Okay.
Shit.
You nick your friend on the arm for 4 damage.
Okay.
Ow. What the heck was that for?
Reister, you just got stabbed. You just got smacked in the face and then stabbed to the side. What do you do?
We're in the way. Get out of the way.
If I run away, the fucking broom is gonna kill me.
If you take the disengage action and then
That's a
move,
sentence.
you can avoid getting opportunity attacks.
Pardon?
You can take the disengage action and then move, and then it won't be able to get an opportunity
Alright,
attack. But you
disengage. And
sacrifice the ability to attack at this turn.
yeah,
Okay.
I
You
run.
drop to the ground, slide through the orc's feet, and then hop back up and hide behind the orc, going, "That fucking thing hit me!"
Didn't know this was Fantasia.
Do you have any bonus actions?
No.
Okay then.
If we were level 2, you would have been able to attack and do all that, but we're not.
Crazy
Yeah.
lady with the flaming sword. This place is getting more and more interesting.
I love it. She's just loving it. She's laughing her ass off at the situation between these two. She's going to look past.
These are triggering all of the fucking events.
Ow.
Jesus Christ.
Love it. She's gonna duck under Orvak with the sword, and that's still on fire and everything. And she's gonna see she's gonna see what actually attacked the broom, because she couldn't actually see what it was before.
The broom
And-
is currently animated and hovering in the center of the room.
Okay, and in common, in broken common as ever, she's just gonna say, "I hate spring cleaning," and she's going to take a swing at it. And
Roll
that is going to be
A miss. Hang on, how high is this thing's AC? Jesus Christ!
it.
Well, technically, as soon as Dennis hits it, it would be toast.
Well, he
As soon as
misses,
it's
so...
hit, it's toast because it would be burning.
Yeah, but he didn't hit it, so it's not on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's...
Oh.
Now, its turn.
Broomy time.
Shit.
So, after it takes its turn, we are going to roll perception checks for Matt, Lol, and Zorak, and then we'll see what happens. In the meantime, 7 misses you, I assume?
Thankfully, yes. She ducks.
What about 24?
God damn.
Okay, that's not so much. So, she's gonna duck. She's gonna be like, ha ha, and then she's gonna hit full in the face with the second one.
You get smacked in the
That's a Bruce
face
Campbell move.
for 7 bludgeoning damage, and there's now a couple of dust bunnies in your hair.
Oh, that's fine. She doesn't mind that, but she looks angry.
Okay then,
Angry.
Matt, roll me perception.
Do I have to?
Yes.
There's nothing I can really do. 13.
You hear a scuffle in the next room. You get to have a choice now. Do you worry about it and enter the
No, I
initiative
don't
order,
care.
or do you not care?
It's fine. It's fine.
You don't care?
It's
Okay.
fine. You're just gonna sit over there and do nothing.
Yep.
Okay then. Sir Alan, roll me
Right, I'm
a
good.
perception.
It's a fucking broom. You guys have this.
Perception.
Right, 1 second.
I'm not sure we do, unfortunately.
Wait, what?
We'll see how it goes.
Look at this. It's nearly knocked out 2 of your party members. Jesus Christ.
It's a fucking broom
I'm
of
not in the
death.
room. I don't know that.
I know.
These are triggering everything. Perception. Okay,
Yeah.
because you are closer, you have a lower DC, and you hear this kerfuffle.
I kind of staggered
So,
to my feet and walked to the
Roll
door.
initiative.
Oh my god.
Okay, roll initiative.
Started pro. Ooh.
I
So
know
you will-
exactly what I
Ooh,
do.
very nice. You will enter in on the next turn order. Zabork, roll perception. Actually, I would say because you heard... Yeah, you because you saw him get up and he succeeded, you are also now in the turn order. Just to put you back there. So then, we'll use your thing. So, top of the turn order is going to be Alan. You have to use half your movement to get up because you're still lying on your back.
Right, so I'll stagger up, get to my feet, it's a little bit dodgy, and then I'll walk towards the door.
Okay.
There's not really much I can do because everyone's in the way.
Okay then. You do.
I just put my head. I put my head out the door and say, "What's going on out here?"
Fucking brooms kicking our asses.
Oh yes, it's funny when something attacks you by surprise, isn't it?
Ooh, the spite. Alright. So,
I have no idea what you mean.
Turtle Granny, it's your go.
Well, about time I get to do something again. Only that I don't think I can get close enough, can I?
Nope.
And I'm gonna be like, you guys got this. You have watched me. Now you can show what you've learned.
Just a heads up too, your shillelagh buff has faded by this point. Okay, next up,
This one.
Orvik.
Okay, Ovak is going to, once again, attempt to glaive this broom a question. Also is going
You
to
really
shout,
want to glaive?
Yes, unless I
Oh.
nat one and get screwed by the thing.
Wait, what were you?
Well, you don't get screwed, everyone else does.
I mean, I get screwed out of an attack too, but
Which is way
It's,
more.
the alternative is to let Ez get attacked without doing anything. I'm also going to
Yeah.
shout to
That hits. Do your damage.
Well done.
shout out Siegbald. We've got a problem over here.
You do 5 damage. Nice.
I'm now aware, so I'm gonna just roll initiative quickly. And,
Alright, roll your initiative, you'll be in the next turn order.
that's fine.
Okay, are you doing anything else?
My 11. Oh.
Okay. And that's you, Orvik?
Yep.
Okay. Reister.
Well, I'm going to draw my short bow and try to fight wood with wood.
You're gonna be rolling with disadvantage because you're shooting past 2 comrades in a narrow corridor.
You're so gonna hit. It's like, oh, fuck, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you hit the door frame.
Still better than hitting comrades.
True. Am I the only one who thought it would have been hilarious if he managed to shoot Ez in the back of the head and kill? Knock her out.
No,
You amazed at me.
He rolls low on the attack, but high on the crit damage or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
well,
it happened before. Kobold number 5. Matt, you heard the scuffle, you
Fine.
ignored
Okay,
it,
let's do this.
and now you've been called.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Done. There's nothing I can do. I can't see anyone. I can't heal anyone. I want to take a rest, but no one let me. And now we're in this predicament. So next turn I'll use my my stand action to move again. 5, 10. I can't see it still. Now I can go. Cool, I'm done.
Ez, this thing smacked you. You gonna take that?
No, she is not. She is gonna full-on horror movie monster style screech in anger at it, and she is just gonna fucking swing again.
That hits and does 5 damage. 5.
Excellent.
Don't forget your fire damage.
Yeah, it's an extra 3 fire.
Ooh, nice.
now the thing is on fire, and unless it extinguishes, it'll sort itself out.
Does your right actually set things on fire? Let me see. No, it does not state that it increases.
Yeah, I don't ignite anything.
It doesn't set things on fire.
It's just fire damage.
Yeah.
Actually,
Fornicate.
this thing is made of wood. Give me a sec.
Yes, it would be
might
set
have-
on fire.
No,
have
it is not set on fire.
I might have vulnerability to wood.
I basically did a toin cost for that.
Okay. Does
A time.
Ez want... Now, is Ez so angry she wants to turn it into splinters, or does she want to get the heck out of Dodge?
Heck out of Dodge would
Well,
be the wise
you have a
idea.
look at it, and it appears to have lost a lot of its bristles, and its handle is cracked. It's hovering much lower to the ground than before.
A smart person will get out of there, but at the moment she's just in feral mode. She's just wants to kill.
But boy, am I not a smart person.
One of my favorite moments in a recent game session was a fellow player saying, "I really don't want to fight this guy, but it does say overwhelmingly confident on my character sheet. So here we go."
But she ain't confident. She wants to kill.
She's an angry one.
That's gonna be her turn.
Okay, that's you done. You've no bonus actions or movement.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, to be fair, yeah, she would. Yeah. I would actually shift back over here.
Alright, that's attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Also, you're standing on top of Matt. It misses you.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait,
I
you were standing
am.
on the armor. You were fine, sorry. Okay, then. So, that's that. It is now the broom's turn. The broom
fuck, here
is
we
going
go.
to flutter forward. And it is going to swipe at Auric. 16. Does a 16 hit you?
No.
Ooh, it misses. And it does get to go again. And it misses again.
It does.
So it thwacks out at you, and it thwacks out at you, but both times it misses. Sir Alan.
Okay, just thinking, would I be able to dash in and try and cut it with my sword?
You won't be able to pass through it. However, if you want to try and lean around the corner and lash at it, I'll let you attack with disadvantage.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
That's a trap.
Okay, disadvantage, where are we?
If your roll
One in
pops
10
up with the
chance
two
on that
things,
one.
it's fine.
It's a trap.
I'm sorry?
Just
Whenever
roll like
you
that.
click your thing, 2 numbers
Alright,
show up.
right, okay. There we go.
There you are. Disadvantage 10. That does not hit. And then that 20 was your other number. Okay, so you don't quite get it, but then you manage to retreat back into the other room. Next up, Twiddle.
I'm helping.
I'm helping.
Is there any way I can get close enough from this?
Probably not, to be honest.
If you have a ranged cantrip, you might be able to get a partial angle on it, but
Which I don't.
That's what
So
I've
I'll
done.
just I'm just going to retreat into my shell and relax.
Oh, the young whippersnappers have this.
Remember, pain
I
is just
showed you
God.
how it's done. You can do it.
Okay.
Remember, pain is just God's way of telling you to try harder.
Orvik, this thing tried to hit you.
Yeah, no, that's to be expected. Ovek will set aside her glaive and unlimber that great axe.
Here's Mr. Axie.
It meets it, it beats it. You hit it.
11 damage.
Ooh, nice. Alright then. As it tries to duck around the room, you bring your great axe down and you split it in pieces. As it hits the ground, it cracks into several more splinters. An arcane light that appears to be in the core of the broom fizzles and disappears. It stops moving.
Shame.
Congratulations, you've slaughtered an household appliance.
Would you rather I just let it beat the rest of you up?
We have preferred to be beat up by it. It was rather vicious.
It can try.
I'm going to go back
Wait,
to
it
the
can't.
balcony.
Well, we've given it the brush off anyway.
Well,
Oh, the puns. The puns.
So-
I don't
thing
know
to
about
do-
you, but I need some time to catch my breath.
Yeah, I think the thing to do would be to ford up here at the top of the stairs. I can take watch while everybody else takes a
Yeah.
rest.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's rotate shifts.
No, it's fine because if we take a short rest, it's only like an hour.
All
And
right.
I have absolutely nothing I need to recover. So
Do I recover any spells from short rest?
You do not.
For a paladin or for a cleric, I don't.
I don't think I do.
Not for a short rest.
If you'd use
Oh.
channel divinity, then you would get that back. But
Can I convince you into a long rest so I can actually heal you?
That would be 8 hours.
if we want to take an 8 hour, then probably we are going to have to.
Given
establish
it's
some
gotten
watches.
dark out and the kids probably have found some place to stay.
Do you still
I'm,
care with the kids?
Previously, I would have said we don't have the time to waste and we go save those parents, but I'm pretty sure that's all bullshit.
Parents died
So,
long.
I'm fairly certain those parents are no to be still safe.
so if we want
Well,
to take a long rest,
While
I'm
they're,
up
while
for
they're
that.
talking, I'm getting into bed.
Roll me a will save.
What will wisdom saving check? Same for the.
Ooh,
I'm going to
alright.
bed.
You lift up the covers of the bed and you start swiping the cobwebs and dust out of the way. You beat the dust out of the pillows and you lie down. It feels a little lumpy, but
I
That's
don't
fine.
care. I'm sleeping.
you could sleep here. Alright then. Who is
Why do I
taking
have
first watch?
I'll volunteer for that.
Okay. Ez, did you just hop into bed with Matt?
Ez is good because she didn't see him anywhere for most of the fight. This very angry-looking, trash person is basically. She's going to see him get into bed, and once he's got the covers off, he's just like, suddenly you feel this like of the springs, and she's just like, just like angrily gets in next to him and just like,
You're
She's
angrily
like-
getting into bed with me.
I've had dates start worse.
barking.
Yeah, I've. Are you my ex? I had my mouse on top of the dead, ready to fucking slap you down, but now I'm just confused.
No. Ez isn't saying it. She's just like, staring away. She's just like, very angrily, like angry sleeps. Like she'll angrily, like
Angry
someone's
sleep.
off it.
Okay.
She actually puts the covers
Sleeping at
off
you
it.
angrily. Okay.
Alright then. So then,
Okay, so I've got 4 prepared.
The fire
I get that,
from
that was free.
Kakesha's gone, by the way.
could the person who's doing the first watch please roll me a perception check?
Okie dokie. Awesome.
Hey!
You start to drift off on your shift. Who's next to watch?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Perception.
You wake and you go to take your thing, and you see that your fellow has fallen asleep on his shift. You knock him awake, send him over to sleep.
Right.
And then it's your turn to take watch.
Okay, perception. I'm gonna get used to this eventually. I've lost it again. Oh, hang on. Yep.
Nice.
Alright. Okay.
I take third
You
watch.
hear the wind pick up outside. You hear the rustle of trees. And the slight creaking of floorboards above you. But aside from that, nothing
Only
else.
dogs.
Who's next watch?
I take next watch.
Not me.
Okay. Sir Alan.
I totally fuck up.
Oh man.
How
Reister,
the fuck did I manage that?
the way you were sleeping, you got a lot of dust in your eye, so you spend your shift just wiping your eye constantly. You're grumbling to yourself about the situation you've gotten into. Who's next? Who's the next watch?
Not me.
Watch number 4.
I will do it.
How long is this rest going on for? Are we having like a
It's a
weekend?
full 8 hours.
Oh, I thought we were taking a short rest.
How long is people's
It's about an hour or so each person.
Oh, cool. I'll go next.
Okay.
Well, I already said so.
Oh, even better.
You listen to the wind as it starts to die down, the rustling of the trees outside. You thought you heard something creak in the crib. You thought you saw something move above the nursemaid's bed. But nothing happens. Next watch.
Me.
Damn, spookums.
Okay. As you wander the hall, keeping an eye, checking the separate rooms, you walk past here, and you notice something behind the sleeping form of Reister. There's a seam on that wall.
Cool. I am not going to tell it to anyone. But I am going to note it down for later looking when there's someone not sleeping on it.
Okay. For the rest of your watch, you hear howls outside. Sunlight starts to creep up on the horizon that you can see through the patio window. There's one last watch before dawn and before your party is rested.
I'll take it.
I will say this as well. As Siegbald is about to walk into the room, he's going to find Ez right there in the door, just glaring at him. just going to stare him down.
In Celestial, I'm going to say, go the fuck back to sleep.
Do you know Celestial?
Yes, I know 4 languages.
Ah.
And I heard them whispering in Celestial earlier.
Oh, okay.
No one notices the wolf in the background.
Ooh, I have a new follower. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Okay then. So, last watch. Alan, you already did a watch tonight. You can't do a second one, or you do not get the benefits of a long night's rest.
Ah, fair enough.
It would have to be Ez.
Okay. Ez will. Where exactly are we hanging around? Is it just a patrol?
Just on the floor. Just
During your watch, you basically patrol between the 3 rooms. Most of your party appears to be asleep in the hallway. So roll a perception.
Okay. Perception, because I'm on my character sheet. Because
Okay.
5.
As you roam the halls, you look at the paneling, you pick out all the strange little carvings that you liked before. You seem fascinated by the fact that the turtle grandma has seemingly retreated almost entirely into her shell. But other than that, You see nothing. Alright. A night has passed. Between a lot of you have managed to get a decent rest. You're fully healed and you have your health back.
And most importantly, I have my spells back.
And you have your spells back. So be sure to
And
replenish your
realised-
spells and your health.
I didn't have the right number of spells prepared. Because I get 2 for free because I'm a life cleric.
Now then, we do have a choice at this juncture. We could leave this where we are and pick up, maybe not next week because I will be at a charity live stream, which I will link the details for that when that's finalised. And we will pick it up on the next session. If it's not this week coming, it'll be next week. Keep an eye on the Discord and my Twitter for updates. Or we could keep going. So it is up to the team if they want to keep going or if they want to call it here for tonight.
I can go all night, you know that. Let's do it.
I really shouldn't go any further, really, past about 10 minutes from now, so...
Yeah, I kind of need to...
Yeah,
catch up
it
a
seems
little
like a
bit,
good time
so-
to call it, really.
Noticing a little bit of exhaustion here on my end.
Alrighty then. So, we will call this here for this week. Play of the game?
Me
The
doing
fucking broom.
so much fucking healing.
The boom one today, yes.
Fumble of the game.
Probably say me getting it full in the face by a ghost.
Yeah, we had a player go unconscious so quick.
Wait,
Yeah, fucking
the paladin get dropped by the ghost. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
After everybody else is exhausted, all their healing.
Welcome to
The
level
thing
1.
is too, it was a one hit too.
Yep.
She
Yes.
just
it's
bitch
not like I
slapped you
said
and
30
you
seconds
hit
earlier.
the
Hey
ground.
guys, I've got no healing. Be careful. I need to rest up for a bit.
Hence why I tried to stab the thing in the back. But it didn't
Oh
work.
dear.
At least it was just at least being a paladin, I was a little better chance of surviving it. So
It's level 1. We're all made out of either paper mache or wet tissue
Yeah,
paper.
we're all made out of flimsy cots.
For
And then
next
there's
time,
wizards.
I'm gonna see if I can get a better quality map because I had to do this one pretty quickly. So I'm gonna
Seems fine to
basically
me.
get a better quality map because I have better quality maps for everything else except this. So I'll fix that, and then you'll be able to actually
Alright.
see the little bits. So, do you have any theories? Anything you want to voice?
I was
Those
Vampires,
kids are
definitely
fucking
vampires.
ghosts.
actually going to say werewolves.
Ooh,
According
Werewolves,
to
ghosts,
the
or
original
vampires?
Dracula movie, Dracula can transform into
Oh, yeah,
a
can, yeah.
wolf. So I say vampires.
I mean, there's
Classic
also the,
Draculian vampires.
there
Just
is
keep
the
it
family
tight.
name here.
If we can take a second,
yes.
we don't need to worry about that because I can detect good and evil.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can smell them. It's fine.
Yeah, you can smell good and evil.
But not passively.
What
Vampires
if-
are intrinsically evil, and if I even get a whiff of this person's a bit unusual, I'm probably gonna cast it.
Yeah, no, the important thing to remember is that detect good and evil doesn't detect good or evil, but it does detect undead.
You say I would have.
Yeah, it detects
I've-
celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, and
By the way, I hope you guys have been taking notes, by the way.
I have
Well, no, but
Good.
maybe
When
on the
we-
party.
well-
but
I was going to say I checked the kids with the divine sense,
Yeah.
and they weren't evil. So
Well, these are inherently evil, so
They weren't
Well
good
played,
either.
well played.
just kidding. But it cannot tell you if they're neutral. They might be chaotic neutral.
true, but
Chaotic
Or
neutral doesn't mean we're gonna send people into a haunted place and be dicks to them, unless there's a good reason.
True.
well, no one
true.
says they are the main focus of this.
no, that's what I mean. They could be.
Buggery.
They could have sent us in here genuinely worried about the parents.
Yeah.
So
Peter says
Yeah.
in the
Well-
chat, takes note of the fact that one should be taking notes. So,
For,
It's really interesting.
Hashtag did not
Honestly,
we will
take my
leave
notes.
that there for tonight. I'm enjoying this. This is so much fun. Yous are being... What are you doing? Is that me?
No?
There we go. There's a 12. Finally.
Alright,
Are you trying to roll out the bad numbers?
Yes. Well, it was like 8, 7, 5. Oh, we're getting worse. 1. Oh, we're getting worse.
So, I feel this went a little bit better than the first session of the Manor House, at least. I now know what I'm doing in this fucking game.
Doing fine, don't worry.
Yay! I'm glad you enjoyed
Great
it.
so far.
Thing is, I apparently forgot to know what I'm doing in this game.
My other group, they went through every single room, floor by floor, and stole everything. Also, we had a Tabaxi rogue who kept wandering off while the rest of the party was engaged. So basically what I was doing was, I went with the party, the main party, and then paused them and went to him. So the amount of time they spent faffing, he would be on his own. He ran into the animated armor, he ran into the spectre, and then he ran into the broom. All on his own. The party had to run to save him 3 times.
Oh god.
They
Well,
didn't
to be honest,
like blew up
you
at
had
one
to run
encounter.
to save
It's a
me
bad
one
party.
time.
Oh, by the way, my max healing in 1 round is
Well,
loss.
I'll give you a little hint. They're a little further
24.
in this than you guys. And it's 4 dwarves and a tabaxi. Between the entire group, they have 1.5 beards left.
Oh my god.
That reboot of Snow White is so weird.
Oh dear, there's been many jokes. We're just waiting for the tabaxi to somehow lose his facial hair. It's going to be great. This is the same group where 2 members of the party fell down a well.
Oh no.
Actually, 2 members of the party, on separate occasions, fell down the same well.
Great.
In our love down a well.
That's the time. I think that's the point where you put a sign.
Well-
Warning. Well, do not jump into.
Well, at one point I ended up singing "Clang, clang, clang" went the cleric as he fell down the well. So,
Well.
I will tell you more about that when you get to that part. Because that's later.
Me 3 years
Much
ago.
later. So
I need to
anyway,
go now. So.
I will see you guys later on. We will end the stream. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the new subs and thank you for the bits. And I'm going to say good night from me. Good night from Creature.
Good night, dearies.
Good night from Derek Orc.
Good night.
Good night from Dennis.
Bye.
Good night from David.
Good night.
Good night from Matt.
Good night.
And a good night from Sephi Senpai.
Good night.
And we'll see you guys next time. Again, watch the Discord, watch the Twitter for the next session. And if you missed any of it, it's going to be on my YouTube channel. Bye!
Bye.